It's 11 o'clock, Obi.
Oh boy.
This is what we're doing right now. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. Have a great afternoon. It's going to be a great midday show. There's a couple names moving around there for sure. They'll be talking about Bitcoin 107.5. Get some of those low runners in. Sharif's always all about that news as well. Get that news stories going if you want to brighten up and brushing up on some of that as well. So shout out to the team. And then Sateya doing the best job over there filling in for Adara, who's back in the building tomorrow, I believe. So that should be fun. We always enjoy having Adara with us, but thank you to Sateya. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks, Obi, Andre, and everybody, and all the guys behind us as well as we... Oh, well, thank you very much, Obi. That is very nice of you to say that. But here we go, man. We're excited. It's going to be a big day, and it's just getting started right now with the midday. So go get them, boys, and we'll see you back at 2 p.m. Join me on the space.
Oh. Boom! One day that camera's gonna go flying. Welcome. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to the midday show. That's your boy Joey Options, and I am Sharif. And we're gonna wait for everyone to come on over. We already have a lot of people here. Shout out to YouTube for acting a little bit quicker this time. The main man, ADL. Shout out to Adam from the mean streets of London. Shout out to you, my man. We got Eski, we got Cristobal, we got Skull, we got Gorev, Fiddlebeck, Kevin Stott, Charlie, Pelosi's Insider. I love that name. Tell me more. Markin, we got Miggy Magmo and Andrew Minch, Los Polos, Hermanos, Evan, TV. We got Michael Mulvey, Gamble, Ethos, and Juggy. Shout out to Bailey Buttons and Juggy Katina, man. I ain't making it up, baby. Andrew Chow, we got Nomo, Blue Arrow, Mike D-Rider. He be D-riding these profits all the way to the top. It's Lo-Fi Soul and Pug Life. 7-7. Shout out to P.O. Parole officer? Okay. Hey, Kenya Flowers. We got Kirk D. We got Sloth Runner. Alton, Yar, Yummy, Thai Foods, Todd.
Ooh,
boom.
Bang.
You got a bang for that one, bro.
Mango salad, bang.
There it is. Roberto Louise, Rusty Dutch, and we got Cephal, Bart Simpson, Prom Eats. It wouldn't be a day without Day Trader Cut. Shout out to Misha. Shout out to Carlos. Matt. We got Zimbabwe. I like that. That's a good one. It's not actually spelled Zimbabwe, but yeah. Christmas. Redo Stocks. James Jimopoulos. Oh, you're definitely Greek. We got Edmund, Richard Cabaza, and last one here. QD me.
Ooh,
okay.
So cute.
A little conceited.
QT me.
It's okay.
Hey,
QT me.
Hi,
I'm cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything's fine.
Hey, man, we're credited.
What's going on over there, Joseph?
Oh, a whole lot of nothing. My brother, yeah, it's been an absolute, not the best start here for your boy. And yeah, we might get stopped out here for the 4th time. Yeah, we can go over some of these trades, but I'm sitting in this Tesla trade right now. I don't know what these guys are giggling up over there. I missed it out. So now I feel a little bit of FOMO on what they're giggling about, but that's okay. We'll find some other things that we can laugh
You're
about.
good. You're
yeah,
good.
Yeah, we're all right. We'll figure it out there. Gorev, NVDA 3 mins. Okay, yeah, I see that. I'm done. I'm struck out on NVDA. I had a game plan on it earlier today. 0 for 3. We pushed heavy on it too, and I'm like, okay, from a daily standpoint, it looked like we were going to break out. It said no, AC Slater. We're not breaking out today there, Joseph. So you can see where we open up, and then we just head right back into.
He doesn't even watch Saved by the Bell. That's what's tripping me out the whole thing. Like,
it's just what we used for it, because we'd always be like, me and my boys used to be like, see you later.
AC Slater.
Yeah, and then see you
sick.
later, right?
Why don't you
and then
explain that?
Yeah, sorry, well, there we go. Now we're getting it. And then it then morphed into see you later, which then morphed into Slater, which then morphed into AC Slater.
Fair.
All right,
that's
so
fair.
Yeah, so there we go.
I think that's fair.
Salutations from Brazil.
Oh, is it greetings and salutations though? I mean, I just don't want regular salutations. They gotta be greetings and salutations.
You
know where I got that from, right?
Don't forget the greetings part.
Tell me you know where I got that from.
Where'd you get it from?
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. I don't even know who that is.
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, I know. You really like the Rocky
Sly.
series, I know.
Yeah, Sly. If we could pull up my screen here, that would be absolutely fantastic. But here we go. NVDA. Ooh, punching heavy. Reject these pre-market highs, and then we get stopped out for a nice little loss right there. Try one more time, really small size, stopped out, and then we try again, pop, and try to double it up there. Just didn't work out for 38. And then, yeah, we got stopped out over 3 there on NVDA. happens. We didn't get that breakout that we were looking for, guys, but now we are in some TSLL. And the longer that we consolidate, so I'm 0 for 1 on that one, so going 0 for 4 to start the game. But we got a lot of risk left, and here you go. I'm starting to get aggressive here on this, but I'm holding on to dear life, guys. If we break this level, I have to get out of this trade and start being a little bit more patient and waiting for other opportunities to arise. I think around 2 o'clock there will be something. Maybe we'll get some orderly PA in the likes of NVDA, but as of right now, it's just we're hanging out. We'll take this loss that's coming momentarily. I mean, it's holding up strong. That's the one thing that I'm noting, is that if the market really catch somewhat of a bounce here, a nice consistent bounce, then I believe that Tesla can start participating, and then maybe we can get in the money and add a little bit more shares here. But right now, it's looking tough for your boy Sharif, so I got to be patient, may get stopped out, and that would put me 0 for 5 on the day there. So.
But
Actually, I had a little green trade on IonQ, but that's small potatoes.
I've seen this story before, as I've mentioned to you many times. We've seen this story before with Joseph. He ends up working out of him, so I don't think that that's the end of the story. All right, guys, here's what I'm looking at right now. I'm personally involved already in FFAI, Faraday Futures and Electric Vehicle Name. It's not strictly a small cap gapper. I'm in it because of the VWAP retracement. Full disclosure, went long at the high of the day, perceived a bull flag breakout, perceived also that we were kind of creating a bull flag range here with about $1.36 to the downside to $1.40 to $1.41 to the high side. We broke down that range. I'm at the volume weighted average price. $1.29 gets me out of this trade. So we're risking about 9 pennies from current price or from my entry. So Faraday Futures up 9% above that dollar. Let's see if it can kind of try to make highs or hold the volume weighted average price about 3 pennies out of the money. We've got 2 candles right now that wick into actually below VWAP, but have both closed at or above the volume weighted average price. That's important for me. As you know, I care more about the closing prints than the wicks. I'm charting on the 5. I'm charting and executing on the 5. All right, so these are the different small cap gappers that I have on today. You'll notice a lot of repeat offenders. Case in point, Faraday Futures. How about Workhorse? What is this, 2020?
What is
2021 again, Workhorse? They were an electric vehicle company, and then they pushed the car down the hill.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Damn.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was fantastic there, Joseph. Yeah, that's why I put it on there. EYPT, just missing a G. All good there. It's got a fantastic looking chart pattern right now. EYPT only up 17 some odd percent. But look at this, guys. It doesn't even touch the 10 exponential. You know, this one is playing hard to get over here. Anyway, 707 HOD, below 7 right now, 697. We're going to keep tabs on this one. Holo. Another repeat offender, HOLO, having a fantastic day. A little bit less than 20%, trading above $7. Also well above the 10 exponential. This one has also been very respectful of the 10 EMA. The last time it touched it or even glanced at it was 1040. It held really well. Again, near that 1010 time slot. It came close to it, rocketed off that level. JOBY, Katina Man brought you this one when it was at 870. I perceive this one to be an 8 3/4 flat top break. We get that bull flag, boom, off the open. We consolidate sideways. Assassino, we take about 8.5 to the downside, 870 to the top side. So we got a bull flag consolidation with very, very, you know, kind of minuscule higher lows, but you get that flat top break, and now we're knocking the door of 9, 895 HOD for JOBY. You know, again, not your prototypical small cap gapper like SBET that rockets up, but we'll keep an eye out on these ones. And then HYLN, fantastic look as well with this one. Big boom up. I perceive this one to be kind of bull flagging again. I could work my way into this. $1.56, $1.55, dollar cost averaging all the way into that volume weighted average price. And you know when I love when this happens, when VWAP overlaps with that psychological area of support at that $1.50. I use the half dollar and the whole dollar as psychological areas of support and resistance. So HYLN also in focus. So there's some good ones. PLRZ is coming back from the depths of hell from which it came. Yeah, I know, right? $1.62. You think this one's going to hold $1, Joseph? It gives you a gesture that we can't do on YouTube over here. And down into 89 pennies. This one's a halt fest, guys. it's probably going to lose its spot on the side chart there really quickly, Joseph, because hot garbage right now. So
AC Slater.
AC Slater, see ya, see you later, AC Slater. I like that. It would have been a lot nicer though if you had actually watched the show. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll watch maybe I'll watch an episode. Or something it's
actually quite good. It's very like retro 80s. They don't touch like sensitive issues like we talk about. What Breakfast Club?
Yeah, what's it called?
Saved by the Bell, bro. What?
Same thing.
I don't want to have to get up. We just started the show. We're only 10 minutes deep, bro. This guy's killing me.
Channeling my inner Obi here, I guess.
This guy knows 80. Well, I don't blame you, obviously, because it was like before your time. But Obi doesn't really have an excuse. I mean, the sports are going on right now, but we still love him. He's very much focused. Look at him over there. He has no idea we're even talking about him.
Yeah,
he has no idea. He literally has no idea. No, he doesn't even know he's on camera. We love you, Ob. We love you, Ob. There he is. Now he's noticing.
Who is this guy?
Get it.
Who are you?
All right, so that's what I've got on right now, guys. We're trying to deal with this FFAI situation, but I think I'm going to work into EYPT as well as HYLN. HYLN is coming into my area. Where's my, there it is. Okay, so we're going to punch long now on HYLN. This is going to have to be, what's it called? A VWAP hold. So we're going to get in. We're going to front run it over here. Yeah, we're going to front run it at 53s, and I'll put another order at 51s, and then I'll give it to 45. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to work our way down to 51. We're using full size on this one because cheap, so we can do that. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. I'm also looking at getting into Holo. Holo, though, is really not giving you a pronounced pullback. The best pullback was the clearance of 7, and then the hammer candle, that red one, excuse me, on your chart there, it dips below. Probably stopped a lot of people out who had tight stops and then rockets back into that high day. Again, Joseph, 736. We're at 736 right now. Looks like we're going to take out the high. Holo is a bamboozler. Okay? It is a repeat offender, not in the sense that it shows up as a small cap gapper, but it has a way of reverting back the whole move. You need to keep that in mind. It's around for a good time, not a long time. Take profits quickly, guys. They don't, you know, Joseph says all the time, these things don't care about your feelings, and these small cap gappers even worse. So keeping an eye on that one, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic stuff there. Ooh, IonQ kind of breaking out here, guys.
Okay.
That was my little scalp here on the day, and that's exactly why I just get out of my trades. And I think that's a skill that I've definitely honed in on as of recently, just to kind of get back and slowly turn things around, is that I'm not holding any type of feelings towards these positions. Even though I'm, like, it's like, yeah, it sucks being wrong, but I just get out. When I know my trading system, I know my style, and I know when I'm going to be wrong most of the time, right? So I just get out of the trade. Yeah, I'm 0 for 5 on the session, and I'm just down a little bit more than half my shutdown. That's just because I've been sticking to my stops and to my rules, right? So now I still have some bullets left in the magazine there, so yeah, we're gonna wait to use them. IonQ is breaking out. That's unfortunate that we didn't take advantage of this one. I got a little scalp on it, but I'm like, we're not breaking out how I wanted to over here. As you can see, I added into the position, but there we go. Now you're starting to catch a little bit of steam there in the overall market. And the thing is with Tesla, I was just like looking at this chart, and if you zoom out and take a look at the 5-minute, for me, there's no long to be had here right now. Right? Things can most definitely change, but this is not any form of a bullish pattern in my opinion, right? Could I be wrong? Could this thing absolutely decide to go parabolic? Absolutely. But right now, I think the market is extremely choppy, and I'm not going to just try to be grabbing little shares here and there. I want to find a precise entry. Did we miss out on IonQ? Yes, absolutely, but we'll always find another opportunity. So there it is. You've seen that this was so small, this first entry right here, but we still took a small loss. I'm looking for that bounce in the continuation in yesterday's strength. We didn't get that just yet. So then, okay, we get that liquidity grab, we get that dip buy, and then we head back towards the volume weighted average price, and that's a signal for me to start to add into these positions. As we climb higher and higher, the market was tanking, but the reason why I continued adding into this position is because the market was moving lower and continuously moving lower, and Tesla was trading in the opposite direction. And my thought process being that if the market got any form of bounce, it's going to also drag Tesla up with the overall market as well too. Even though it's not lagging what the Qs are doing or anything along those lines, but it didn't work out, and now we're heading back in towards these range. It's unfortunate that we didn't get the continuation that we liked, but I believe it's going to give us another opportunity opportunity there because this may be a 3-bar play. If we stay with inside this candle, have a nice consolidation phase, we don't just tank and give back the majority of the move, and then it all depends where we open up tomorrow. And I think if NVDA comes out with a stellar report, which I think they will, then who knows what can happen. A rising tide can lift all boats.
Oh, okay. Guys, I want to mention, shout out to Yannick in the chat. Oklo, one that we were looking at yesterday, fantastic look for Oklo today in a market where at least my observation in the morning with the market at large is that it didn't really have the direction. It was zigging, it was zagging, a little green, a little red. We're down right now on all 4 major averages with the NQ essentially flat down 0.07. Oklo is kind of a fresh of breath air if you're a trend trader or momentum trader. Look at this beautiful upward channel right now. Higher highs, higher lows. We just printed the high of the day at 57.24. Shout out to the OG Yannick in the chat. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. Obviously a bit more expensive of a name, $57 and change at this level, but it's up a respectable 5.75%. So if you're interested in this one, it looks like a banger so far with a very no, that's not the word I'm looking for. The upward channel is being respected, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say very ineloquently over here. The money fills seem to be at the edges, maybe a little bit below, a little bit above the upward channel that we've got right now. We've already taken out the implied balance high. That was the 930 spike there, and that candle went all the way up to 56.79. The high of the day now 57.24. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out on that one. I'm not involved in it, obviously, at the moment. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm involved in Humana, and we're taking prints here, Joseph.
Bang, bang,
all right, we've got 4. We're waiting on the 5th now, waiting at 66s. It's showing me 66 on the level 2 on the ask side, but it's got to cross for me to get printed. I've layered my orders on this one. Let's throw one at 68. 68 feels lonely over there, Joseph. There's literally an out at every penny, except 68. Let's put some dang respect on that one's name. So,
boys in the chat.
Who? Uh-oh. He's back. Big. He's Big Smile now, but he's got many different names.
He's got many.
He's got Big Kyle.
Ooh.
He's got Big Smile.
Big Smile.
And based on the blue shirt that he loves, he's also Big Style, Burdette.
Big Style, but
Big Style.
What blue shirt?
He wears a blue shirt.
He likes it.
I think it's for his work shirt, but it's a sick electric blue. You know my affinity for blue, obviously.
You know, we both on the blue team there, brother. You know, blue is my favorite color.
Absolutely. It is, eh?
Yeah.
I like it so much more now.
Yeah,
there you
respect,
go, bro.
brother.
Okay.
Oh.
NVIDIA, sell the news, question mark. 150 buyers continuing to cry. Look, Big Smile.
Look, buddy.
Look, bro. I know how you feel about these markets, all right? You like hitting the sell button. You like hitting the short sale button. I know ya. Obi says, you're his kind of guy. You're my kind of guy, too. I just like going along. But look, Big Smile, we're gonna keep an eye out on NVIDIA today. Make sure to catch that with the Katina Man and I. We're going to be doing it on the market recap today. We're going to have an earnings party. Obviously, we're going to have crazy amount of views as everybody and their mother's third cousin's dog is involved in NVIDIA. So keep your eye out on that, Big Smile. I'll go through the expected earnings and what to expect and some of the issues that we've been having with NVIDIA, obviously having to deal with the China export restrictions. We'll be getting into that quick as you like. All right, I feel really bad here about myself for not punching into Holo. It gave me yet another 7 attempt here. Joseph, look at this thing come all the way down to 7. Now it's back at 730. Yeah, right. It's a beautiful look and a beautiful hold, number 1, of the whole dollar at 7. Number 2, of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. Which I love. So that is a mistake by me there, not punching into HOLO at 7. It's just I can't shake the bad memories from Holo. I haven't been caught on this one personally, but I've watched it mean revert multiple times after having big days. So that is weighing a little bit on the memory there. So we're going to keep an eye out on that one. How are we doing here with our HYLN friend? The volume-weighted average price here, a breach of that gets me out of the trade. We've got one beak wetter here. The only reason I'm in this, it's up 35%. It's above VWAP. It's retracing into the volume-weighted average price, which I like for an entry. So a loss of VWAP, and the trade is done. HUMA, we continue to wait for prints, and FFAI. This one could be the first L of the day. So we'll have to wait and see how this cookie ends up crumbling. I have a lot of shares in this one as I've added 3 times with full position. So if it ends up losing $1.30, we're going to go negatory. Simple as that. What do you got?
Simple as that, man. Jag, my guy in the chat, check this out.
Laoshe?
This is how
Ming
like,
something.
Look at this. This is my out. This is say, okay, I can't hold on to this position any longer. Look at this out, and then you get that bounce right there. So just talking about getting wicked, being that liquidity grab before you take that move higher, then that's a prime example. I literally couldn't be more of a liquidity grab. If you want to speak about being a victim, there we go right here, Sharif. That is being a victim of the overall market right there, guys. As you get that pop, the one that you're looking for, and it's looking like we want to continue to climb here. So you got a nice big engulfing. It essentially engulfs this whole range right here, guys. Gotta straighten up here, guys.
Hey, okay.
Shake here. Okay. But I feel no ways about it. I told you guys, I'm going to find a trade. Even if I don't find a trade, guess what? Tomorrow there's going to be another opportunity. So yeah, I'm ready to go guns blazing. Actually, I shouldn't say that, but I'm obviously going to try to stick to my system. I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not going to try to get into my emotions or anything along those lines and just start punching keys to the point where you're frustrated. No. That means the market is winning if you're doing that, right? And I don't want the market to win. If I take my trades and I stick to my system, I stick to my rules, and my trades happen to not work out for me, I'm still a winner in my opinion, right? Because I followed the rules, I followed my execution, and I did everything else. And I'm not going to succumb to the fact that the market is going to allow me to tilt out and get frustrated at it when I have essentially no control of what's going on. So don't let the market win against your emotions. You got to be the winner there, guys. But NVDA, so it's unfortunate. What is that? Who's hitting the dong on me there, man?
Who do you think it is, bro?
Chilean?
No, it's Assassino.
Oh, I thought that was a Chilean. I think that was a Chilean there.
No, Chilean Nightmare is on
He's on something else there. All right, bang, don't.
He's agreeing. He's hitting the Undertaker thing.
Oh, okay. I was in the Undertaker thing. Ding.
Don't question Assassino.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, man, I'm sorry.
Dangerous proposition.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But yeah. Let's go. This is what I'm looking at here on NVDA, right? I'm looking for this breakout. I mentioned this yesterday, and it's in the likes of Tesla, how we had the open above the range. And this is exactly the same thesis, right? You get that open at the top end of this range, and then you just look for that breakout trade. And we're not getting that right now, but who's not to say there isn't going to be an opportunity for us to take advantage of that? It's unfortunate what's going on with Tesla. A couple minutes too early, I just was like, yeah, I can't hold on to this position any longer. I want to leave myself some risk, but that's also going to give me the opportunity to hop in a potential NVDA trade. It has earnings, a big-time catalyst in front of it. Who knows if there's a buy program just waiting, just accumulating shares here at the lows. So you can see this could be a possible accumulation phase here. And then now we just going to start to distribute. So wait for that retest, and then maybe we get a continuation of this topside move here, Sharif.
All right, there's a new small cap gapper that's made its way on to my side chart there. It goes by the ticker IMCC. Thanks to the chat for pointing this one out. I've removed PLRZ because hot garbage. So it's going to be replaced with IMCC. Let's have a look at this one. I haven't obviously executed anything on it. Excuse me. It looks crazy, though. It looks like it's moving crazy here. So just by looking at the chart action, it looks like the spread is wide. I haven't opened up the level 2 to take a gander at the level 2, but look at that beautiful flat top break. I'll submit to you guys 265. 270 area resistance, boom, on a huge candle there with about 500,000 shares, maybe a little bit less, 420,000. We take out that level, we get to 3. Completely expected. You come into that whole dollar area, you're met with resistance, down we go. It is moving a little wild, okay, and the volume is kind of light on it, but it's up a respectable 50%. Let's see if we can extract more details on this one. IMCC, we've got a float of 1.73 million shares. Juxtapose that to mine. My platform is saying 8.6. Trade Idea says 1.73. You gotta love when they do that. In either event, they're both smaller-ish floats. The short float, kind of negligible, 1.11%. So probably not looking for that short squeeze like SBET. In any event, not a bad look here. I like that 270 bounce. If it clears 3, we can use 3 as that area support. Obviously, currently resistance being the high of the day. But that volume weighted average price hanging around 2 low 70s, 271, 272, acting like money right now. But again, just by watching how it's trading on the chart, it looks spready. Spready tickers are excellent if you're a Daryl LePage and trading $500 names. They're not that good when you're trading these $1, $2 names because your sizing is substantially and trying to take smaller moves. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. If it sets up well, we'll execute on it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we'll take, we won't participate. We're doing it live right now on HUMA. It's a beautiful bounce off the volume weighted average price. And we're taking prints. I took out 67s. I'm waiting at 68s, 69s. Let's throw there at 70 as well. We'll see what we get and won't get upset. Shout out to my man Neil, who's having his, doing his thing out in Budapest there. Did he send any more pictures to antagonize us with today?
He's not doing it live, man.
Oh, okay. Well, we gotta see what's going on over there. Trader TV Live. Any pictures from Neil? No. One's from yesterday only. So that's the one I'm involved in. HYLN. I just took another print there as it moved up into 56s. I'm waiting at 57s, 8s, 9s. You guys see the orders there. It's FFAI that I don't know how to feel about. Okay, we're above VWAP. Check. Okay, we're putting in higher lows, check. But we seem to have a seller here that we can't shake at $1.35 or $1.36. Now, look at what's posted there on the level 2. There's a dollar name. There's maybe 500, 600, 700 lots at the most. That's nothing, right, for a dollar name. So it's what we can't see here. That's the problem. That's what I'll submit to you. So the iceberg orders, the hidden orders are a bit, are keeping FFAI down. Now, if my memory serves me right, FFAI is heavily shorted. How come it's, okay, we don't even have the short float on that. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, 79 million shares. It's not showing me the short float anymore. That's kind of crazy. It should. I remember this one being more heavily shorted. I'll see if I can find the short float on a different platform. So that's what I'm looking at right now. We're involved in those 3 names. Let's see how they do. IMCC just broke the 10 exponential. Let's load this up on a trading screen, Joseph. Let's see how the spread is acting here on IMCC. All right, it's on the Nasdaq. Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, as I suspected, it's about 6 penny spread, tightening up now to 3. But yeah, this is for a $2 name that's wide. So let's see if we can get something on this, man. I don't know. These ones, they tend to mean revert pretty aggressively. So I'll stay away from this one. I don't have to be in all of them at the same time. So that's what I'm looking at. Now let's look at Workhorse as well, WKHS. It seems to kind of have a very similar pattern here to FFAI, and they're in the same group. Let's not forget that. These are both kind of EVs, or maybe not EVs, or newer energy vehicles. Let's call them that, because I think Workhorse is hydrogen. But the point is, look at that big spike up. You get topping tails into a key level, 110, 140, and now we're straddling VWAP, but we're holding a VWAP. Workhorse and Faraday futures have very similar looking charts. Okay, I don't know if it's the same catalyst off which they're running, just making an observation here in real time. So we'll keep an eye out on these ones here. Joby continues to hold the 10 as well, Joseph. So yeah, we'll keep tabs on that. My man, Bovin, I already know about Holo Bovin. Keeping it right here, baby. It's bouncing off 7 to no end. It's right back at the high of the day. HOL Bovin, I'm sure you know this already, my man, because you're always trading these small cap gappers. Watch out for this monster. Let me show you what I mean on the daily. This is the kind of stuff we've gotten used to here with HOLO. Big outsized days like this one here on, on New Year's Eve. Pops into, this is pre-split obviously, I don't know what it is now, it's $368. It was obviously a reverse split, and then down we go. So we've had these outsized days with HOLO, only to mean revert every single time. So be careful with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, can only get better from here. I will be a cheerleader for all you traders today.
Oh, that's really nice.
Hey, man. It is like, listen, welcome to the world of trading, Jay. Like, this is what I was just talking to you within in the chat. You're going to have good days, you're going to have great days, and then you're going to have days that you hit your max loss and you're stopped out. Welcome to the world of trading. Like, not every day is going to be the same. And I think that's the one thing that people need to understand if you're new, is that you got to lower those expectations and realize that no matter how good you think your system is, unfortunately, it's not going to work all the time. Because if it did, please, you can DM me, and then I'm going to get into some talks with you because I want some of what you're drinking. But unfortunately, it's just not the case in trading, guys. And a lot of it has to do with refining your system as well, too. My good buddy Ryan, I'm talking with him on X. He's like, Joe, I got this system. I've collected some data. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's great. But let's collect more to see how well it operates down the line. And when you have 100 trades, 200 trades in the bag, to see how you can continue to refine this and try to make it as efficient and as better as possible. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, Gaurav, what's going on, brother? What's so funny? What did I say? Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, let's go. Like, I mean, I do like NVDA here. Ooh, I really like it. So maybe we're going to get involved here, guys, on NVDL. We're going to start really small. We're just going to punch it. Maybe I could have got a little bit of a better fill, but I like being right at the volume-weighted average price. I will suspect that we're going to get somewhat of a VWAP and test the top end of this range right here, guys, and then that can give us another opportunity to add into the position. I mean, if it's going to break out, I do like where it's sitting on a daily from a daily standpoint, and if it wants to get going, then that's it. I went 0 for 3 to start on NVDL. I'm going to take one more stab at it, and best believe it's going to be if it starts to work out, it's going to be my heaviest position I'm going to put on throughout the session. So got to be patient, let it cook up, let it start working, and then we can start to build into these winners and put on some shares. So Jay, I think, you made me laugh with the winning to drink what yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So it's true though, man. Like if you have that secret juice, then or the secret sauce as they would like to call it, then I feel free to message me and send over the ingredients, because unfortunately that's just not how this cookie crumbles or how this world works in the world of trading. So yeah, let's see what we got going on with NVDL. We head back into the middle of the range. I'm just gonna hop out of the position and reassess. I got a lot of ammo left here to trade with, Sharif. So a little stab here, a little stab there. Could my long thesis be wrong on the day? Absolutely. May we have to flip the bias? For sure, because the way this 5-minute print is coming out right now, don't love it. So yeah, going to be patient. If this market wants to take another leg lower, or we get this inverted hammer fill just above the volume weighted average price here on the 5-minute, adios, muchachos. Yeah, exactly. We'll find something else, because there's plenty of time left in the day. And I think around 2 o'clock, 2:30, if NVDA hasn't got the ball rolling yet, I bet there will be some steam picking up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's going to be a lot of people positioning into that. Your friend Kathy. Unreal, huh? Yeah. Kathy Wood is out of NVIDIA. Hold on, Joseph, since 2023.
Yeah.
She punches back in day before earnings.
Yeah.
What does she know?
I don't know, but I don't understand. I'm not going to try to question her method.
I'm not trying to question her method. I'm saying she must know something.
She must know. So obviously her and Nancy were on the phone last night, and Nancy's like, hey, listen, I got these call options. All right, okay, you can be Kathy Wood, I'm Nancy. All right, Kathy, I have these call options. All right, they're out of the money. Okay, so you gotta pick it up. See, there you go, I'm calling you right now.
Joe's talking smack about you. Yeah, he says you and Nancy are boys, and I know you guys don't. I know you guys don't vibe, but yeah, he doesn't mean it.
Yeah, it's a front. It's a front. They tell you that they don't vibe. But on the low key, they talk about what they're trading.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Yeah. I'll tell him.
Yeah.
All right, yo, she's pissed.
She's pissed. Well, yeah, I would be pissed too if I sold NVDA at like.
She doesn't want to be associated with Nancy, brother.
Oh, okay.
She got really upset about that comment there.
Did she get it? Oh.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. All right, sorry guys. We're having fun here. Shout out to Sebastian Velasco. Sorry, can you please look into Bull? I'm convinced that this stock is going to be at 20 soon. I don't think you're far off with that, man. Let's start with the daily. With Bull, obviously, Webull was an IPO. It's an Israeli, I think, brokerage. It was a SPAC for a long time. You can see that by the consolidation of the price at $10. That's usually the giveaway that it was a special purpose acquisition company. And then it de-SPACs, it pops up into 80 bucks. And we've seen this story before. It's tanking all the way back down. So the deal is, let's zoom in a little bit more. What I see here, Sebastian, is a plethora of lower highs and lower lows. I need to see something above that 1920 to get convinced that we're done putting in lower lows and lower highs. I see that we've had, a little bit of a bottom there. It looks like at around maybe 11, 12 bucks. And now we've got a couple of good days on our belt here, taking out 14 again. But Webull, not a bad name. I just don't think they're Robinhood quite yet. you know, we've seen a lot of what Robinhood is trying to do. They're trying to, you know, kind of get that Gen Z, young millennial kind of market where they're trying to cater to them in the way that, you know, Goldman and Morgan cater to millionaires and billionaires, but just from a different method using AI and this kind of things.
Read your boys super chat there.
Big Spile?
Yeah.
What a liability.
Yeah, obviously don't read it out loud.
Oh,
but,
God,
yeah.
Oh, my God. How does Streamlabs not even block that? Like, what are you doing, Streamlabs? You block the most random stuff, and then Big Spile out here with the super chat. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Big Spile. He's a liability, bro.
Yeah.
We love him, though. So, yeah. Guys, I weaseled into Joby, Joby. Where are we long here, Joseph? We're long at 82s, just to wet the beak there at 84s. I'm layering my orders here. Looks like it's quite respectful of the 10 exponential on the 5. I put my stop through the break of the local area low. The break of 70 pennies gets me out of this trade. Now, I want to talk about Huma because I've got a substantial amount out of my Huma trade, and it came back into VWAP, which is good. It's holding up there. That's the good side. The bad side is we've been putting in lower highs on HUMA since we topping tailed right around 1045 and printed the high of the day at 272. And it's been basically breaking down ever since. And so it hasn't been breaking down, sorry, it's been putting in lower highs. So I am kind of concerned about this one. Let's see how this one ends up doing. Yeah, the ones that are pulling back are not really finding the kind of support that I thought that they would find. Like, for example, FFAI. I'm super close to getting stopped out here. This is going to be a big loss for me because I have substantially more shares in Faraday futures than I have in anything else. So we'll see. If this one ends up giving up the ghost at $1.30, the trade's over. It's bouncing off 131. It's below the volume weighted average price. So unless it gets back and clears that VWAP, then it's all over for me. And now, Faraday futures, we were talking about how FFAI and WKHS had very similar charts. Now they're obviously deviating because you have a break of the volume weighted average price by FFAI and not so on WKHS. So let's keep an eye out on that one. Holo, Bovin, I put a dip trade on HOLO that didn't fill. My bias here was that Holo was going to come back in and test that 10 exponential. This trade is this dip trade is no longer valid. I don't even know how to get into Holo here, man. It's just, I don't want to punch in at highs. It's just not my move to punch in at highs, so I'll keep an eye out on this one. Miami Dragon took a small loss on Faraday futures today. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be you and I both, brother, because this one does not look like it wants to head to the high side. HYLN kind of singing the same tune. They're both above key levels. Well, not Faraday. HYLN it's above VWAP, but that could end any moment. A big seller could come in, take out all the levels, and push this one and stop me out. So we're going to keep an eye out here for HYLN and FFAI. Those are the ones that I really haven't extracted profits on, and I'm holding the majority of the position, Joseph.
Yes, sir. All right, yeah. So we're still sitting in this NVDL trade, and will be until we get stopped out. The market looks like it wants to take another leg to the downside, guys. So I mean, I'm trading these mags, so I'm keeping an eye on all of them. And Amazon seems relatively weak here, running into some key support levels at around that 205 that here, guys. So there you go. I'm dragging the market down with it. And to be honest with you, after I seen this gap up yesterday, right, like this is insane, and I don't know if this is justifiable, but I mean a pause with the EU. It is what it is, but I was suspecting this to be more filled, and even in the overall market with the likes of NVDA, etc. So it's like, okay, yeah, maybe it just wanted to grab some more liquidity, and then it'll make that move. But potential short here on Amazon as it's heading into some key support levels there, guys. If it breaks and that volume really starts to step in, there might be some continuation on that front. And that's the thing. So I'm starting really small in this NVDL trade to see if it can get working. I'm not going to hold on to things too long here today because my like the tolerance for the long is starting to kind of just decay away, which is fine. And there's going to be an opportunity to get a good solid trade in. We just have to be patient. Microsoft is really starting to tank as well too, Sharif. So there you go. The Mag not leading the way, and then look at the market, right? So if the Mag aren't doing what Mag things do, then here, this is what we see here in the market, in my opinion. Anyways, let's pull out and zoom from a daily standpoint. And I mean, like this is what I'm talking about as well, is that we can't always go up, and like some of these pullbacks are extremely shallow, But here, look at from this current low, right? This is Liberation Day lows over here, guys. And then now we're trading at a 32% return from those lows to where we're trading at right now. I mean, you can't complain too much about that. If you get a 2.5 to 4% pullback, I'm not going to be crying home about it or anything. For me, that's a buying opportunity, and that's how exactly I'm looking at the likes of NVDA. I'm going to start grabbing some more of those as well too, and the same with the likes of Bitcoin. Sorry to go from apples to oranges here, but let's take a look at what Bitcoin's up to. And I mean, when you go on a monster move like this, suspect a pullback. I mentioned heading into this support level here. We might even head back into the hundreds in the middle of this range, right? Because we did just go on a really, really strong run here, guys, from where 44%, right? From this low to where we're currently trading at, and even higher from these lows if you go to this new all-time high, right? Up north of 50%. So we can't complain about that stuff here, guys. I want to see a pullback because it's just going to give me more buying opportunities.
All right, let's see how we're doing over here on our friend Joby, taking a couple of prints there to the high side. This one continuing to stair step up, higher highs, higher lows. On JOBY up 29%. Let's see if we can clear some of these prints that I've got on here. Let's see how this cookie ends up crumbling. HUMA continuing to hold up above my level. Where's my HUMA trade? Excuse me. Above the volume weighted average price, is still putting in lower highs though. Now, I worked my way into holo above, and so here we go. I've already taken one print, but I think my stop is a little bit too tight. I put it prior a current bar low. That's like 739. I don't think that is the right stop. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. Let's see if this one rockets up and takes out some levels. It's already showing me its intention to break down. I tried to give it, I gave it 10 pennies worth of spread, but we know how holo can be at times. It's a bit of a bamboozler. So showing me 744, 743s now on the level 2. Let's just see how this one ends up doing. I think I get stopped out of here, but that's okay. JOBY continuing up. All right, HYLN. Now getting a bit of a pump up there into 56s. We're still waiting at 57s and 58s. So that one continuing to go. And HUMA as well, continuing to move up to the high side here. But yeah, not rocketing up that volume weighted average price. So we'll keep tabs on that one as well. Here's HOLO, keeping my eye on this one because I've got shares on this one as well. I think I'm going to put my, I'm going to adjust my stop here on HOLO into the 10 exponential. So let's go ahead and change that quickly here on HOLO, and I'll give this one to the 10 exponential, which takes me down into here, okay? So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna give it plenty of room so that it doesn't stop us out with a big liquidity grab there. So HOLO, adjusted stop. I see Joby's continuing to go up here, right back into 90s. What do we got on Joby? We got Joby, we got 82, so into 90s we go. We're showing 90s now on the ask side of the level 2. No prints though at 90s. Got a cross. Here we go. Any buying? Not quite enough. Not quite enough to get that print to the high side there. Yeah, man, looks like Softy is really tanking here, Joseph. Did you see this headline?
Yeah, this on the Softy? No.
No, interesting here. We haven't heard, I personally haven't heard too much about this. Apparently, OpenAI, I don't think this is bad for Softy, so I don't mean to kind of insinuate that, but interesting, huh? Yeah, OpenAI, IPO, finally. Maybe getting them off the private market. Says that the new structure for the company, you know, kind of half charity and half for profit, much to the chagrin of our friend Elon. Looks like they're restructuring. So here's what the article, I'll read it super quick. OpenAI's restructuring plans position it for a potential future IPO, but any such decision would depend on the mood in the public markets, as well as the readiness for the company. Chief Financial Officer Sarah Fryer said on Wednesday. Interesting. Sure. OpenAI, in which Microsoft has invested more than $13 billion, outlined plans in December to convert its for-profit arm into a public benefit corporation, PBC, a structure designated to balance shareholder returns with social goals, unlike nonprofits, which are solely focused on the public good. I'm not going to read that right now, but that's interesting for me anyway.
That's very interesting because I know our guy Danny Ives over there at Wedbush. He says that Palantir is probably one of the purest AI plays in the market.
Oh yeah. In practical sense, absolutely.
Yeah. If OpenAI IPOs, is that not now your purest AI play?
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to argue with it,
yeah.
but I think they're a little bit different, though, no?
It is,
Like,
absolutely, yeah, I see what you're getting at, but that it's still like it's pretty a pure play, and I like that.
Bro,
so,
I mean,
yeah,
like these things going to be autonomous drones going around and shooting people.
Well, but by all means,
real.
like bring me another meme, like a cult crazy meme stock, and I don't know if OpenAI can do that, but they definitely fall into that realm, I think. So yeah, that's interesting. I would be more than happy for those IPOs. I'm waiting for that Discord. There you go, boom. Yeah, Softy is tanking, Sharif.
Okay.
Let's pull up this chart here to see what we got going on. So the big names is dragging the market, continuing to break through some of these lows, and then it doesn't look there's any form of momentum going to stop this here, guys. So yeah, Microsoft really, really weak on the day, dragging the overall market down with it, Sharif.
Joe, we're doing it live right now with my friend Holo. We're taking out all the prints to the high side there. Let's zoom in a little bit on that one. So that was the original print. Let's see how much I'm out of. On HOLO, excuse me, we're out of a substantial amount of the position. I've set up now at 69s, but I think that I'm gonna set up in the intermediate or God, I don't know, bro. I'm around today, sorry. So we'll wait around 65s over here to see if we can get something there. Holo continuing to give you higher highs and higher lows right now. It's up 25%, just shy of 25%. Keep your eye out on this one. It looks like it may be squeeze bound today. What do I have on Holo? 46s. So here's the deal. Now that we're out of substantially a lot of the position, let's go ahead and move up the stop, okay? We're going to look to move up the stop here and lock in profit. So that previous area stop is canceled, and now we're going to move it up just a skosh. And where we're moving it up is to prior bar low. Prior bar low, that candle that closed at 1140 has a low of 731. So we go 729er, 729, and then we'll go all the way down to 719 because this thing's psycho. And it could absolutely blow through my stops right there. So that's what we're doing on Holo. We'll see if we can continue to move up here. HYLN, I've tried to convince myself multiple times, Sharif, get out of this trade. It's only bouncing superficially off VWAP. The trend is to the downside. I just can't help but want to see this through to see if we do get a bounce off the volume weighted average price. HYLN up 35%, a dollar name. We'll see what this one does. I don't know how I feel about this one. Joby, we continue to take some prints to the high side there, but right back into my entry. We did wick below the 10 exponential quite quickly, but we regained it as quickly as we lost it. Bovin, ASPB, broke high day. I don't even know what that one is, Bovin. Let's have a look right now. Shout out to the OG Bovin, BP, like as in British Petroleum. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that's why I don't have eyes on this, Bovin. It's south of 85 pennies, but a respectable trend nonetheless. You know what, Bovin, this is not a bad one. I'm gonna steer clear of these. I'm in 5 positions at the moment, and I don't wanna add a sub $1 name, right? ASBP, we're gonna cover it though for everybody who wants to trade this. And the beautiful thing about these ones is they're 71 pennies, you know, they're up substantially. So if you size in big, you could make some good money on the day, okay? 73 pennies high a day. It's got a tendency here, Bovin, I'm sure you can agree with this, of reverting when it makes highs. Case in point, implied balance, or the 815 spike there, goes into that 60 penny area, drops all the way back down to 33, and then makes a new high at 68.5 pennies, drops all the way back to 42. Then it makes yet another high at 73, hasn't dropped back yet. Something tells me it might. So maybe the money fills here are at or a little bit below the volume weighted average price. Currently on ASBP, the volume weighted average price is 50 pennies. So maybe the money fills are at or a little bit below that 50 penny area. I'm going to steer clear of this one. Let me know how it goes though, Bovin. If it ends up being a big winner for you, let me know so I can feel bad about myself. All right, boom on Holo Joseph. We took out 69s and now we're done our trade on Holo there. All right, so we did decent on it. We could definitely do a little bit better. HOLO, guys, great one to the high side right now. It's still giving you highs, 773 high. I have an out at 770. I took out them basically at every 2 pennies. This one's continuing to give you more opportunities. I could be a buyer again on Holo for some more shareage here at 7 1/3, maybe 7 low 40s, just to front run that 10 exponential moving average on the 5. I think I'm gonna just take the L here on Faraday Futures. I hate this name.
Yeah, then
I hate this.
See you later. Yeah, then don't even look at it. AC Slater, that one. And
Yeah.
Just,
it's just like I'm telling myself, Sharif, wait for that. You're at 7. You're at 131. Let it break 130. Should I let it? Yeah, let's just do it, Joseph.
all right, just do it then.
Okay. I love this guy. All right, here we're doing it live, $1.29, and that's all I'm gonna give it. So let's go. Wow, I have that many shares. Crazy, bro. All right, so yeah, we've moved up the stop to $1.29. If this thing doesn't hold $1.30, it's all over for me on HO alone. We'll take our first L, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Joseph, what do you got?
It's all over but the crying, as my parents like to say. All right, guys. Yeah. Come on, please. We don't ask for much. I don't even know I say that all the time. You ask quite a bit. Stuff. I do. I've been quite demanding individual. That is for sure, guys. Come on. No, just get those likes up, please. We don't. Yeah, I almost said it again one more time. We don't ask for much.
What are we at?
We're only at 300 right there. So that's a 5%er right there. Let's see if we can get that up to 10% at least there, guys. If you don't mind, just hit that like and hit that subscribe. Subscribe is only chat. And so in order for you to engage in the chat, you got to hit that subscribe. But then also your boy over here as well too, at Trader TV Joseph. You know that we're constantly posting the options chain. I mentioned this before. This is this week's earnings report. All right. So this is the open interest on NVDA with this week's expiration cycle. You can see that we have high concentrations at 140 and 145. So go give your boy a like and a subscribe there at Trader TV Joseph. You can see it right there as well too. Fantastic stuff, and thank you all for hitting the like and subscribing on both platforms as well. Make sure you follow it there because she's doing Trader TV research. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was just posting stuff at home. She just built up a nice little archive. And she's like, yeah, all right, we got this planned for Monday.
She tells me all the time. She's like, I'm always thinking about these markets.
Always. Yeah. When do you ever stop?
That's just what she does.
We don't have any right to. We have no. We don't have the ability to stop thinking about it. Even on your days off, you're still plotting, and you're like, okay, well, what is that? What is this next big potential trade?
Right.
Where can I swing heavy? What opportunities are going to arise? And I think that's a trader mindset too. Is that even though sometimes you do want to tune it off, you just don't have the ability to. No. So, Eski, thank you very much for that one. What's up with NVDL today, man? I know Tyler Verse, it's been a tough go on NVDL. This is going to be my last attempt on this one. So then we'll be 0 for on that one there. And we don't want to go 0 for 4 there. So 0 for on that one. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. Part of the trading game. But I mean, 1 or 2 solid trades and we're right back in it. Sharif said earlier today, it's like it's nothing to climb back. I mean, yesterday I stayed back.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, exactly, right? So yesterday I grinded back too. I was down, put in a little small green day yesterday. But yeah, but for me, it's just like between 9:30 and 11 is when I know the system is its most efficient. Anything outside of that, I'm not usually the best at trading, but we work around those types of things and we just try to continuously get better. And we just happen to grind out some good trades yesterday there. What do you got going on?
All right, Joseph, we got to remind everybody.
Yeah, there we go.
We got to remind everybody, guys, in exactly 8 minutes, the Bitcoin 2025 conference starts. It is being broadcast on YouTube by Bitcoin Magazine. Thanks, guys. I didn't want to show too much so we don't get dinged there. But Bitcoin Magazine, that is the name of the account. They are
all those Mara things there,
right? I know. I wonder if they sponsored that.
I wonder.
So to me, it's important. Obviously, we got JD Vance there, the VP. He's going to be doing the keynote. I want to hear what he has to say. Obviously, for more of a regulatory, legislative kind of perspective. Chris Pavulski, founder and chairman of Rumble, apparently going to be there as well. Shout out to Canada. Rumble's a Canadian company. So look, guys. If you're in BTC, oh my God,
who's that?
There's a bunch of names that are going to be at this conference as well. So Russell Brand, and then you got Don Jr. there.
Ooh, Donnie J.
Donnie J's there, I guess. I don't know if he's going to be there today, but these are the people being introed right now in the this introduction video. Anyway, guys. I want to hear what he has to say. Satea's at the big desk. She's going to be obviously covering this for us, but yeah. get ready. We could get some crypto volatility, whether it's in Bitcoin or some others. Who knows? So I'm all ears. Being obviously a Bitcoin investor now through iBit, you definitely have to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
We got some good questions in here, Sharif, and we got a super chat that we're going to cover as well, too.
Love it, man.
Hey, guys, how long did it take you to find consistency, and what do you think a beginner should expect for himself to find consistency? Thanks. Just be prepared to put in a lot of work in your first couple of years. Find yourself a platform where you can do replay and collect as much data and refine your system. Don't expect anything. This is what I was just referring to earlier, is lower those expectations and be prepared to put in a couple years of solid work. 2-3 years, in my opinion. Some people claim to have found consistency before that, and by all means, congratulations to you, but I'm just an average human, and it took me some time, and I'm still on the journey of trying to find that ultimate consistency where I can just start to grab.
Absolutely, I would have to echo that sentiment exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got David Clark there, so yeah, there you go, 2-3 years at least there, my friend. Hi. Big coffee. Oh boy, I want to keep my eyes open for NVDA earnings, GDP, PCR. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there we go. We like that one. There's a lot of macro data coming up this week as well.
I don't understand this big coffee. Is there?
I don't quite get it anyways, but we're just going to go along with it like we do understand what he's referring to. But so, yeah, I mean, appreciate that
big
one.
Coffee, man.
Yeah, exactly. I personally, Sharif likes that. I personally don't drink coffee. I don't know. I don't see Obi drinking too much coffee over there either. You're more of a tea guy.
He smashes one in the morning. Half a cup in the morning and then half a cup later.
Half guy over there. So there you
go.
Obi.
Still have a quarter, eh?
Quarter one there.
It's situationally based. Okay.
It depends on the situation.
Guys, Holo's breaking out. Sorry, Joseph. I just got to cover this. Holo's going to hit 8, guys. Here we go. Holo, the tape is starting to move a little bit right now. We're getting into that key area of psychological resistance. I'm talking about that $8 level, 794 high. Every time I look at it, we're breaking a little bit more. The money dips here, Buvin. I don't know how you feel about this, Buvin, but I see absolute respect by HOLO for the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. There is nary a breach here. Look at this, guys. I mean, this is the 10, right? And look at all the prints. They're all off there. Now, if you're basing your orders off the 10 EMA, the 10 EMA is constantly changing. So you got to be constantly moving your order unless your platform allows you to peg your order to the 10 EMA. Mine does not. So I'd have to be constantly changing. But Holo, guys, looks like the best in the business right now in small cap gapper world, continuing to put in highs, taking out levels, coming into that whole dollar level right now. So Holo, I'm looking at figuring another way into this. So we entered this trade. We did well on it. Let's see if we can do a little bit better, guys. HOLO 796 high and looking for more. So yeah, there's the actual level 2 on it. A respectable spread. I mean, 3 pennies on a $7 name. I can hang with that. Here we go. $7.99 now, Joseph. HOD. This was knocking on the door at 10. Can we get a gander here at the level, at the size, excuse me, that's expecting us or that's waiting for us at that $8 level? About 300 lots at 98 from what we can see on the NSB and the NDQ. Here we go. Nothing at 99s from what I can see, but there does seem to be some size, some lottage posted here at 8. Again, we need to get closer to 8 for me to see the full picture. 799 high on HOLO, looking to take out that level. A great look and a great move up there. So going to keep my eye on that one, Joseph. This one could be one of those ones that could be running all day.
Yeah, for sure. I seen somebody in the chat asking for books. I was looking for a picture of just this stack of books. I seen Mike DeRider in the chat say something along the lines like, yeah, I studied for multiple years and then I was simulated. I was in sim trading for another span of months. I can't find it right now, but yeah. I 1000% agree with that process. Like I was still working for Bell at the time, and I was studying, running simulator on my days off, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it's stacked. I'll take a picture of it one day, just a stack of books of just reading and just trying to gain as much knowledge in the markets that I could. And then just, again, before I even opened up my live account, I was trading in simulator to just get the process down. But then again, within that 6 months period, you're still so green that when you go live, it's literally like starting all over again, right? So it's a different beast. This is no joke of a profession. It takes a lot of time, and you better have that mental strength too, because it will beat you down, and you just need to keep getting back up. So don't let those losses weigh on you too much. speaking from experience, because then once you really get the gist of it, you realize that it's just a part of the career path that you decided to take. All right, so with that being said, we are still sitting in this NVDL trade. If we crack VWAP and sit on the backside of this trend, then I'll just hop out of that trade. I'm going to go by this volume weighted average price because this is the correct data. It goes from when the market opens right away. So this will be my out there. So if we continue to hold this and decide to take another leg to the top side, then I'm going to be positioned relatively well. I did add to that NVDL position, so we're starting to slowly size in right now. But again, we get that break and we don't have that hold of this specific area, then we're going to get out of this trade because it looks like the market wants to take another leg to the south side. Obi's short, so there you go. He's shorting something, maybe Tesla.
What are you yelling about, Ob?
On the backside of this trend right here. So you can see that we had the inability to crack it and now just sticking with that trend. So if you decided to sell this into this resistance zone, then you're doing pretty good, all right? So that's that. NVDAL starting to pull back in a little bit too. Not exactly what I want to see. Going to stop me out here momentarily, but it is what it is. If the market wants to be bearish today, then we got to stop fighting this trend and look to participate with it. Let's see what Satea's up to.
Get it, Satea.
So I have 5 new stories coming in here. The first is General Motors. This headline is regards to General Motors. Rather than investing $300 million in electric vehicles, the upstate New York plant will invest $808 million for an engine plant to make the latest V8 engines. And then the second story that I have is a partnership between Grok and Telegram. On March 28th, Elon Musk AI company XAI partnered with Telegram to integrate its AI chatbot Grok into the messaging app. The deal is valued at $300 million. That's the bell for food. $300 million in cash and equity, and it allows Telegram to earn 50% of subscription revenue generated through the platform. This move aims to generate Grok's reach over 1 billion users, enhancing Telegram's advanced AI capabilities. And then we also have some crypto news. The Trump administration wants to get rid of Biden-era's plan for crypto and 401k. He pretty much just says that there's concerns over volatility. So he says that it's too much of a volatile asset to be in someone's retirement plan. And then we also have Stellantis. They're appointing a new chief operating officer, Antonio Filosa. He's the new chief executive. He's replacing Carlos Tavares, who's unexpectedly resigned in December after a sharp drop in profit. And then this is really big news, and I didn't see too much movement, but it may have a ripple effect. Reddit is being added into the Russell 3000, and that is set to close on June 27th after the bell. Back to you.
JD Vance.
Thank you very much. Here we go. The crypto thing has started. There you go. It started. If you guys want to watch, it is being broadcast live on Bitcoin Magazine. Got a panel of dudes here that I have no idea who they are, but it's obviously sponsored by Marathon, M-A-R-A, tattooed all over that desk that they're broadcasting from there. So on the bottom right, or on the bottom of your screen, you should be able to see, I wonder if it's actually doing it, or no, it's not, okay. I thought this one, no, okay, it's not for a long time. No, it's not, okay. I thought this was closed captioning the event there. So we'll keep an eye out on that one for you guys. So the crypto conference has started now. Keep your eye on that. We could get some definite volatility in BTC. What's BTC at right now, man? 107.3, 107.295. Also, Coinbase, MicroStrategies, Mara, Riot, CleanSpark, Hut. You guys know the list of usual suspects there in crypto world. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on that. JD Vance, supposedly he's going to be the keynote. Nobody's on yet. In fact, the White House also has his keynote on their website. So if you go to the White House YouTube page, there it is. We will begin shortly. Vice President, JD Vance remarks at Bitcoin conference. So the White House YouTube account covering that as well. So there you go. Just some information for you there. Guys, while Sateo was giving us the news, I punched into Holo. We did a good trade here, but I got stopped out for the remaining amount. I took the majority of the position out there as it broke through 8. I like the look of this one right now as it tries to work right back into that 8 level. Current bar low on Holo, 776. So it's about 20 pennies from where we're at. That's a little too much for me. I want to see a clearing, a decisive clearing of 8. And then we can start using 8 as that level of support. So 775, an obvious level of support. I say that for 2 reasons. It's the low of 2 5-minute candles, the one that closed at 11:55 and the one that we're currently on right now that's going to close in a minute. 775, the current low on both those 2 5-minute candles. So how do we do this? Let me think about this one. No, I'm gonna continue to wait. I put a dip trade at the 10 exponential. In fact, I even front ran it and it didn't print. So it's still not well extended. It's still well above though the 10 EMA. So if it wants to hang out here and clear 8 and put another 5-minute candle to make a new high above the current one, that's a different story. But if it sells off, I want to wait for my level at around 760, maybe 7 high 50s. We'll see what this one gives us. So keeping my eye out on that one. HOLO, fantastic look on the day. I flattened out my trade on Joby, break even, and I'm kind of happy I did that because it's selling off aggressively. Now, I'm a buyer again of Joby at 8.5, and we may not have to wait long. It's showing me 8 2/3. Yeah, 8 2/3 right now. The volume weighted average price, 853. Where is the psychological support at, my TA people? $0.50. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to front run the level, Joseph, and I'm going to front run it at 55. So let's go ahead.
Sharif. Oh, we're doing it live.
You're doing it live. Okay. Okay.
You know
Tell them about it, baby.
Yeah,
They're sick of hearing about my small cap gappers, bro. They want to hear about some big boy trades there.
No, they love hearing that. I love hearing it personally because one thing for me, being a momentum style trader, you don't even understand. It just gives me the itch to want to, when I see one of your stocks just going berserk and just like continuing to climb higher, I'm like, I would love to get involved in this. Yeah, but there we go. Add to this position here, guys.
Styles, baby.
Yeah. I mean, we're calculated though. You know what I mean? We got to stay calculated.
What's going on with the chat?
Smooth operator.
Yeah, my chat's messed up there. Okay, so I gotta close that.
Hit a little refresh.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit the, but yeah, there we go, guys. Tripled it up from our initial position there, guys. And let's see if we can get this breakout here in NVDA. Heading towards the opening price is going to be the primary target there. So that's going to put us on the underlying itself right around that 136 target there. So we're trading 136.29 to be exact is what we opened up. No, I'm wrong. I don't even know what I'm talking about there. Okay, we're already past opening price. No, we're right there, guys. Get it together, Joseph. 136.06. We're right at OP there, guys. Let's see if we reject it or we decide to head into some of these pre-market zones. And that's going to be my target here in this NVDL trade. I mean, I talked about the high levels of open interest. Also, go check out that on X. I posted the chain as well. So what we can do is we can maybe get a move into 140. That's where we're going to see 98,000, getting closer to 100,000 current open contracts. And then we have to lift 5 points higher is where we're going to see that next high level. And that's around 90,000 as well too there, guys. So, I mean, there is room to run on the top side and into the report. If these start to grow leading into that report, then watch out for the rejection of those key levels, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm excited to see what's going on. If we either continue to climb lower, I also have some offers out for some contracts at lower prices that I specifically want on some contracts that are now intrinsically and extrinsically valuable, but I only want to own the time value on that for all my options traders. For the individual who was asking in the chat, what is a good options book? Here's 2 right now. Options Trading for Dummies, one of my favorite. I love the For Dummies series. They're textbooks essentially, and you gain a lot of information. And then it's also Options Trading for Beginners, a 3-in-1 platform where you'll learn about condors, credit spreads, and the wheel. Those are some of my favorite books to read, and they're actually interesting reads, unlike some of Thinking in Bets, horrible book. But yeah, there we go. Let's see what Sateo's up to.
So Meta just came out with a report that they're looking to open up physical stores to push their Meta glasses. So it looks like the market is reacting pretty well to that. We're seeing some green candles on the 3-minute chart. Back to you.
Kills me, bro. He kills me. I had something to mention there.
Cristobal, for Dummy series is, but sorry, calling it Cristobal for Dummy series is the actual like book. Like I've read it in Day Trading for Canadians for Dummies, Stock Investing for Dummies,
Day Trading for Canadians, eh?
Yeah, there's a series on
There's
that
like a TSX one?
No, it just tells kind of like, it's more about like tax and kind of how it differs from,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we get royally rinsed.
Yeah, we get royally rinsed. But on a positive note, we don't have PDT. But on a positive note, no PDT, Sharif.
Yeah,
so
I'm willing to look past the PDT, Joseph, to hold on and get a little bit of my money, bro.
They can take a little bit of all of your little bits of money there. So yeah, and I'm reading macroeconomics right now for Dummies as well.
No, you get the clap for that, bro. That's big boy right there, man. That's big boy. Yeah, man. No, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love it, man, because it's like real life. Yeah, supply, demand. Oh,
all that stuff, man.
Oh yes, macroeconomics is sick. I think macro is the real deal in my opinion. But what do I know? All right, guys. I worked into EYPT. Shout out to Egypt. It's just missing the G here, guys. So we're working into the high on this one. I mean, what I see here is respect for $7, respect for the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. It's up 19 and a third percent. So I'm giving it to $7. Okay, so we're gonna give this one the old college try at that $7 area, and we'll see what we get. Okay. I'm not going to dollar cost average into this. It's going to have to continue to stair step up. I tried to get back into holo there, man. It's just not having me. And here comes $8 again. And we got a couple of hammer candles now, which show that there's umpteen amount of support at that 775. And here we go again with HOLO. I'm going long. Whatever, man. Come what may. Where are we long at? We're long at 04, so we'll layer into these levels here, see if we can get something to the high side. We're already doing it live here. There we go. Boom. To the high side. So we'll take out some prints above 8. It's stair-stepping up nicely, man. I have no complaints about this one. Let's put some at 16s here. We'll throw some other orders. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I did it again, Joseph. Oh, man, I really need to get these hotkeys. I end up trying to, I go like this for the size, right? Yeah. And then it doesn't register, and then it's taking in the entire thing, and there it goes. So here we go. HOLO coming into the high of the day, 826, 820. Feel awfully stupid about this one. That was a mistake by me, but it's okay. We'll look to do a little bit better. Here comes that high again. This is the area where it rejected last time, 826 high. Let's see if it holds 8 this time. Prior bar low, just to give you some idea, 775 on the dot. This current candle, which just opened up a minute ago, the low is literally at $8. Okay, so let's see if we can finally use 8 as support. I'm going to wait at 805. Okay, I'm going to take half the size, but I'm going to wait at 805 because this one has a propensity to retrace. That way, if it gives up the ghost, well, I'm at a better price and I've got lesser size. So we'll see how this one ends up doing. 805 is where I'm waiting at to get some in. Let's see if this one gives me the entry. Not currently giving me the entry. So we'll pack our patience on that one. Goss stopped out of Humana, but still positive on that one. That one lost, or Huma, excuse me. That one lost the volume weighted average price. So out of that one, Joby, we're still waiting for a dip trade on. I'm waiting at the $0.50. I don't know if this is the right area. I think I'm going to go long here again, and then we'll wait for this one at the $0.50 because it's putting in a candle of indecision. Now this current candle is making a higher low and possibly a higher high. Not quite yet the higher high, but that looks like it is coming on JOBY. There goes holo again into the high of the day. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's just a mistake there, Joseph. Yeah. How's it going, Fabian? Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I'm keeping my eye on. Joseph, what do you got?
Same stuff here, man. Just slowly, just in the slow cooker. Okay, that's not what we want to see. But you can see 3 adds here into this move higher. We need the market to start participating. I would like to head into that opening price. Did we tap into it on NVDA? Sorry, almost. But we did take this nice big move higher. This thing is a grind, there's no questioning that, but this was a hot mess for me looking for these longs. It took some time to get the ball rolling. The better positioning is without any form of questioning right here is at the lower end of this range. I know my boy Gaurav was trading it down there too. You have the correct entry, significantly better than what I'm cooking on here, but there we go. We're getting aggressive. I'm gonna have to keep this stop really, really tight here, guys. But let's take this next leg lower. Overall market, let's start participating. Let's go, man. You got a big time earnings report tonight, Jensen, and you know that Kathy's starting to buy it up here as well. So big players and a big time earnings report that I'm more than excited to hear about and see what kind of numbers they're going to be printing up. So yeah, I think patience is going to be the name of this game. If I can hold on, I'm not positioned that well, but if I can hold on to this position for things to start to get rolling, then I think we'll be okay, and we'll be able to take out a big chunk of our losses earlier today. I mean, what we're currently sitting on right now, I can't really complain, especially at the higher end of this range. I was thinking, do I just take what the market is giving me right now, or do we more? We want more, but we also have to be calculated and follow our trade plan, right? So if we crack the volume weighted average price, I have no other option other than to get out of this trade now, because I have now added more to this position. So I gotta stick to those rules, right? We want to have enough ammunition, enough fuel in the tank for us to take another opportunity. We don't want to kind of be what's the word that I'm looking for? Stubborn and just hold on to things that we know that the thesis may be wrong or our timing just slightly off. Realize those small losses and then look to get back in. But with the market not wanting to climb higher, this is not a positive sign for my NVDA trade. But with earnings report, a nice consolidation phase, holding on to some key levels, there is a glimmer of hope. We don't want to be on that hopium whatsoever. We want to stay technical, and that's what we're trying to do. We cracked VWAP. We're out of this trade. Let's go. Continue to break up. The quantum space is starting to climb a little bit as well. And one thing that I'll note is that I like that NVDA necessarily isn't continuously selling off with SPY and the Qs, sorry. So if the market does decide to turn things around and where we're currently sitting at, that could be a positive signal for the buy program that can step in here on NVDA heading into this earnings report this evening. So yeah, just be patient. My guy, Luis Martinez, I don't see him in the chat right now, but he says, Joe, be patient. I think that's going to be one of these instances, Sharif, where we just got to hold on to this position and hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
All right, it started, guys. JD Vance live right now at the Crypto Conference 2025. Giving the keynote today. Sorry, don't have any closed captioning on my system, but I'm sure you guys can find it if you really look. JD Vance giving the keynote speech at Crypto Conference 2025 out in Vegas. So obviously that's a big deal for you crypto bulls, and even if you're short crypto, you should probably know what he's saying, because it may affect your position. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. We got Sate at the big desk, like I've mentioned. So look for some price action volatility right now on any of these crypto adjacent names. I'll submit to you, though, they're getting shellacked on the day. You got, for example, MicroStrategies down 3, Coinbase almost down 4%, Mara almost down 8%, Riot down 7 1/3, CleanSpark down 6 1/5, HUD 8 7 1/5. So yeah, there's a lot of blood right now, or a lot of red, I should say, in the overall crypto world. So we'll keep tabs on that. We'll let you know what's happening there. All right, HYLN, beautiful bounce off the volume weighted average price. We're taking some prints to the high side here on this one finally, after really waiting. Now I'm at 58s. It's at 58s as well. It's going to have to cross for me to get printed, so we'll keep tabs on that. I got into Joby as well, taking prints to the high side over here, layering the orders. I still have my dip trade active on JOBY at the volume weighted average price, in case this is just, you know, a perfunctory bounce and the real level is still coming from lower. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on here. But it looks like I'm taking out prints on Joby. 70s again now showing up on the level 2. The crypto conference started, Katina Man, so we'll see if that one ends up doing anything over here. Katina Man's back from the swim sesh. We're going to shout him out. Shout out. He's all pumped up and amped up to go. It's time to get back into trading mode, baby. Keeping an eye on Holo as well. I'm break even on it. I'm 1 penny in the money right now. Looking for that decisive breakthrough, that 820. I've layered my orders on this one. It seems to be holding 8. You can never really know. It's got higher lows. That's what's keeping me optimistic about this one, but Hard to tell, though, guys, whether this one will lose 8 or break above 8. I was looking for the prints to be mostly above 8. We're getting that, but anything can happen here, okay? Keeping my eye, boom, on HYLN. We'll take out 58s. Now we're waiting at 59, 60, 61s. Let's layer into 62 as well. So we'll see what we get there. Maybe we'll get some nice prints to the high side, take out some levels. Likewise with Joby. I know that the chart looks convoluted there because I chart on the 5, so everything kind of condensed in together. But we took a couple of more prints on JOBY at that level as well. So that's what we're involved in right now. We've also got EYPT. This one really not doing a whole lot, though. Where's my EYPT? Okay, so we took a couple of prints there to the high side on EYPT. This is going to have to hold the 10. I'm in EYPT here for the 10 hold. We're 1 penny out of the money as it shows me 11s. So we'll pack our patience on that one and see what we get. I see Joby's giving me more prints to the high side there. Boom, as it takes out 71 and 72. Bang on Joby. Shout out to the Katina man for pointing that one out earlier. So we'll see if this one can continue to go here, but it's really Holo that I'm fixated on. I have more shares on Holo than I have on anything else. Second is HYLN. Third is Joby. Fourth is EYPT. That's the order of the size of the shares that we have. I am concerned about this $8 level on HOLO. We've gotten 3 out of the last 5 candles have been candles of indecision. That concerns me, okay? So we'll pack our patience there. Joby's taking out all my levels there, man. Here comes 8 again on Joby, or 880, excuse me. So let's layer some more orders now. The next one we've got here, I think, is at 77s. It just got taken out. Okay, good. So now we're going to set up more. On JOBY, I just don't want to exhaust all the shares. So 78s, and then we're going to wait at 79s and 80s. So we'll see if we can get all those levels printed and what the situation is on JOBY. Joseph.
Yes, sir.
What's happening over here? The OG Darwin.
Darwin.
Guess who was swinging Joby warrants? I'll take one guess.
On the warrants.
When you say warrants,
Is that guy my guy?
it's the OG Darwin. So,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes like the warrants on something will be like 150% up, and like the equity will be like 75 or 80. So sometimes you get big boy moves there on that. Boom! Tell him about it, Joe.
NVDA.
Tell him about it, Joe.
Man, I told you guys with the start I was off to, and then this is why you have to make your trades, your winning trades as big as possible.
Boom.
Be patient. If I were to just close it right now, that would wipe away 33% of my losses on one trade and starting 0 for 5. So, so I'm going to hold on to this, continue to hold on to it. Come on, Kathy. Come on, Kathy. Keep buying up a storm over here. I mean, we don't want to get too excited just yet because we also haven't locked in anything whatsoever. But we want to head back into this range. I think this is going to be one of the primary targets right there. And you can see we're almost rejecting it relatively aggressively there, guys. As the market can't even breach the volume-weighted average price, it just gets a little pop and then just rejects it relatively quick and fierce. So, yeah, not too good of a look. That's definitely bear sentiment in my opinion, but things can most definitely change and turn on a dime. But yeah, I got to get into this. Okay, that may not be a good signal for me. Oh, okay, yeah, we don't like this right here, guys, on the 5-minute time frame. So this is NVDA on the 1 minute, sorry. This is not a good sign. We got a big engulfing volume candle and then a massive indecision print at some highs. I would want to see this breach to the top side in order for me to feel a little bit more safe. If we crack to the downside, then we can get a hefty pullback into the lower end of this range. And I personally don't want to sit through that there, guys. So yeah, let's go. Hopefully we can maintain this move. If the market gets a bounce, then I think we'll be positioned relatively well. But yeah, that indecision right there on the 1 minute, not a good signal as we struggle to crack through some of these highs. If it cracks it to the low side, then we might have to take a little bit off and then look for another opportunity to add more into this position. So yeah, we'll just keep everything calm, cool, and collective right now, and then we won't get too giddy until it's time to do so, even if it does arise. So yeah, Kathy, we don't want these wicks. Yeah, tell him, Michael DCA, we don't want the wicks either. So start buying more cleanly and maybe a little bit more than 2-point-something million, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is, right? But shout out to Nancy and Team Nancy and Team Kathy there, guys. All right, Let's go. Oh, come on. Break up for us. Don't pull back now like the overall market. Don't be like everybody. You can be an outlier and move in your own direction. You can think for yourself, NVDA, and I think that is up. The trajectory is up. This is me whispering sweet nothings to NVDA, hoping that it will continue to climb higher. So now we're smoking on that hopium, and we don't necessarily want to, because that is not how you go about trading correctly. So, yeah, I mean, IonQ trading relatively well here. It did break out eventually. You can see it here. But again, more of a grind there, guys. And that's tough for me to sit through. Personally, as a momentum trader, like I'm currently just sitting in a grind here on NVDA, isn't the most fun. And that's the thing, right? So you can see how the tape is and how we're not reacting to the top side when we get those continuous aggressive sells above and at the ask. So you'll see the darker shade right there is above the ask. The lighter shade is right at the ask. And then you see those flushes, but the underlying isn't moving. But then when we get those flushes on the bid side, you see us take those legs lower. So yeah, we're going to continue to monitor this, see what we got going on. It's going to be a grind, but one thing to note is that when we get one of these deeper pullbacks, it's not going to be fun to sit through. So going to be patient and see what NVIDIA has in store for us. I mentioned 140 with the highest level of open interest, but if the market doesn't want to participate, it's definitely going to be a tough ride higher.
All right, Joseph. We've been showing you the homepage of Trade the Pool for a while now, but today we really want to highlight a section of the site that you may have missed. And trust us, you'll want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library, and it's so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips so you can actually apply it in your own trading. And there's more. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaways from the videos so you can quickly revisit the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. I like that. What's the best part? It's completely free, guys. So if you haven't explored it yet, now is the time. Head to tradethepool.com and click on the VOD library. Shout out to the Catman there and Mitch Hoke. Hell, guys, both there. Obviously, Katz is the CEO, and Mitch always comes on Tuesdays and gives us his ideas.
They're American. Do you know where they're from in the States? Right?
That's a good question. I'm sure Brendo knows, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you there. So, all right, guys. So here, I think actually Mitch is from Miami. Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Miami, dude.
Yeah, Brendo, he's from Miami, right? Yeah, he is from Miami.
Well, that's where the Pit Vipers came from the other day.
Say less.
Good old Miami dude.
Or say more.
Say more. Good old Pit Vipers. All right, guys, a nice big bounce here back in NVDL. IonQ just continuing to move here. The strength in the tape, this is exactly what we want to see displayed. So yeah, and then see, as you can see, we flush on the bid side, and we're not overly reactive just yet. So we want to see that strength step right back in and get another clean flush to see if we can break through this key pivot level. I think that's going to be a key, a really important level, I should say, sorry. And if we do, then maybe I'll look to take some off around 53.35s. If we do crack that, just to lock some in and be safe. But we got to break through some of these levels first, guys, and the market is going to want to have to participate in order for us to do so.
Well said, Joseph. All right, we're doing it live here on EYPT. We're taking more prints to the high side. What I got on EYPT there? I got 12s or 11s. Just took out some there at 19 or 18s, excuse me, layered into 20, 21. Let's go ahead and set up some more at 22 and then 24 as well. EYPT, it's not, sexy or anything like that. It's not rocketing up in a way that we've seen some others do, but it is a very steady state, higher high, higher low, respect for the 10 exponential on the 5. Kind of a stock. How's my friend Joby doing? Boom! We take up the prints to the high side there. Shout out to my man Joby. I happen to like this company. Joseph, you know that because I have a death wish, brother, and it's to ride in one of these eVTOLs. Come hell or high water, I'm good with it, bro. I mean, if I gotta go one way. I could go to Mars.
So you'd be happy
I could go to space. My least favorite would be to die in an eVTOL. I would not mind dying in low Earth orbit, so I can get a final view of the world before it all ends.
Okay.
I would be okay with that.
You'll be all right with that?
I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
If they asked me, Sharif, you want to go to Mars?
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about it.
Okay, let me ask you right here.
I probably wouldn't make it because Starship blew up yesterday again.
Ooh.
But he's getting better.
All right.
Ask me.
All right, Sharif, if you had the chance to go to Mars today, would you?
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
You know, I'd like to see the plans. But if they're
No plans, no nothing. It's just like, buddy, it's either you're riding with us or no go.
get me into space.
Okay, yeah, just
Get me into low Earth orbit. We can have a conversation.
You want to hop on the old Blue Origin there with Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez?
Fabian asks the most important of questions.
no
Joseph,
eggs up there, man.
how are they gonna get my eggs up there? Can they do? Is there such thing as like dried eggs? Like you know what I mean?
Powdered eggs?
Then I'm okay, Fabian. I can hang with that.
I could see Sharif pulling a Matt Damon in Interstellar and doing the false.
Yeah. What was that? Something planet?
Yeah,
What was his?
I forget what the planet is.
He duped everyone to come in to save him, and he screwed everybody.
And then it's like Sharif
punk.
like sends the message, oh, make sure you bring eggs, and then psychs everyone else and says, yeah,
Bring eggs.
Yeah.
It's a hospitable planet. Everything's good to go. Just come on over.
Eggs.
Yeah, I totally do that, Joseph. I'm not, who are we kidding, bro? Hold on. You would not want to be saved? Like, you would not be deceitful to be saved?
No, you can't put the other risk of other people.
You're lying through your teeth.
You think I would do that?
Hold on. To save your own life, you would not be deceitful.
I would put everybody else's life at risk? No.
No, huh? No. Okay, you're just making me look like an asshole now,
I'm not
bro.
that guy. I'm not that Matt Damon character.
Or Matt Damon, oh my goodness.
It would be probably the most difficult thing to ever do is just know that you're gonna die alone on that planet and no one's coming to see you.
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't put like, come on, you're gonna look at Matthew McConaughey and say, hey man,
You're probably
I'm taking
thinking,
your
you know,
dog.
they can probably get me out of here. Maybe we can, like whatever that ship that they had, it was supposed to be able to launch again, but they couldn't because the waves were so high, right? And
That was a different planet.
That was a different planet. That was a different planet.
It's like
My bad,
every
yeah.
30 seconds is like 5 years or something like that.
I think weren't they all like? I don't remember, bro. It's been a hot minute since I've watched the movie.
He's like, how long has it been? They get back on the ship. He's like, it's been 23 years.
Yo, you put up the heat, didn't you?
I didn't touch the heat,
100% you put up the heat.
It's my guy.
Man. Katina, man.
No wonder I'm so happy.
What's going on
Why
in
I'm
here,
so happy
man?
and content is that it's warm.
100%. Joe put it up.
I didn't touch it.
Yo,
I
Joey
swear.
shivers,
I
bro.
swear,
How many
man.
times?
Don't mess with the thermi. It's perfect temperature in here right now. There's no way. I didn't touch it, man. It was Ramin. I did that, obviously.
Jesus.
Was it you, though, who actually did it? I don't know. Maybe it was. So.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That it's on 23 there. You can't come into my apartment and find the AC anything above 21.
I'm a no AC guy, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm cool. Here, listen. Try this, Sharif.
It's too much
You ready?
for me.
You ready? Try this. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do. All right. So you're not when it's like in the middle of summer, it's like 25, 28 at nighttime. No AC, nothing. But don't sleep with any blankets. Just whatever you go to bed in, just sleep on top of the blankets, and then when you fall asleep, you'll wake up cool, and then that's when you just put the sheet over you.
I get that.
Because your body temperature cools down.
All right, Joseph, I got to interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead.
absolutely killing it on Holo. Here's the breakout,
Oh,
guys.
days.
We've got 805s, and I had shares on this one. Here we go. So let's see. Decent shares. 830 right now. I've taken out every single print except the top one right now on HOLO. So we got 832s left. This one just broke out. 830 high a day. Here's 30 again. It's up 35%, stair-stepping up. Higher highs, higher lows. Have a look at that 5-minute chart, people. There is no breach of the 10 exponential, not once. Even when it double touched there at 11:10 and 11:15, it still respected it. Here comes the high. Boom! We take out the high, my boy. We're throwing more orders. We still got shares on this one, so let's see if we can take out some more. We're layering in the high 30s and low 40s. Let's go Holo, man. Beautiful breakout, 837 HOD. Joseph is showing me 33s now on the level 2. A beautiful hold of that $8 area by HOLO. And what kept me optimistic about this one was the umpteen of higher lows, Joseph. You didn't necessarily get the higher highs,
What a trade.
but you definitely got the higher lows there. Boom to the side.
Yeah, nice trade there.
I appreciate you, my boy. We just got stopped out, so we're gonna talk about the good ones, and we're also going to talk about the bad ones. So EYPT, we took a few outs over here, but I was still holding the majority of the position. Now we got stopped out on the break of 7. So EYPT headed down. I'm a buyer again, though, of EYPT at that 675, let's say 680. That is the volume weighted average price. Let's see if it even actually breaks that 20 exponential moving average. It's at it right now. If it reclaims 7 quickly, I'll get right back in. So EYPT has been awfully respectful of the 10. It's the first breach for EYPT of the 10 on the day. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that one. Let's see exactly what we get there, guys. Let's see if this one wants to move right back up. EYPT in focus. We are also taking HYLN for some prints to the high side. We got 58s and 57s and 58s. Now I'm waiting at 59s. This one is curling, though. HYLN had me worried for a little bit because it was a ridiculous lower low, lower high setup since 10:30 all the way to 12 o'clock. So for an hour and a half, we were doing these lower highs. I only added twice into the position. So let's see if this one wants to work right back up or what the situation is with that one. Joby, we're going to have to likely cut this one. I only have a baby amount of shares left on Joby anyway. What I'm looking at here on Joby is a bit of a downward channel now. So I got back into Joby because it held the volume weighted average price, but it's having trouble clearing 880. And you might be like, well, Sharif, that's kind of a random area to have resistance 880. It's not psychological resistance or support or yada, yada, yada. But let me show you what it did earlier. It had trouble with 880, with 870. Look at this. This was kind of like the bull flag top. So once we get right back into that top, we're having trouble clearing it again. So if I keep watching this and we start putting in lower lows and lower highs, I'm going to flatten out on this one. Holo just took out all my orders again. Boom, we're still holding decent shares on this one, bro. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to layer more, man. We're going to layer at 49s as well because we know that 50 can be a bit of a level there. And then we're going to layer in the mid to high 50s. So let's see what we can get here. 847 HOD on Joby. Here it is again. Here's the $0.50. It's taking out prints. Can we get prints above 50? Let's go, Mr. Holo. Let's go. Let's clear that 50 penny level. Boom! We take out that 50 penny level, Joseph. 853 high a day. HOL dang oh, it's on the way up. It's breaking out, guys. Yeah, I added a bunch into this too.
Ooh, a bunch.
Yeah. I'll tell you how many shares I have.
All right, tell me.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on this one. 855. Can we take out? Boom, Joseph.
Shares in there?
I still have shares, bro. Man. So let's throw Well, the Katina man, he was talking to me about that the other day. He's like, you got to put on some shares there, bro.
Look at that.
Boom. We take it out again on Holo.
Look at that generous fill you got there.
Now we're done the shares, Joseph.
Oh, that's all right. That's a nice trade, though. Bang.
All right, it's okay. We have a good time here, guys. HOLO is breaking out now, guys. The best looking small cap gapper, I would submit to you guys in the entire market. 877 high day. It looks like we're destined for 9. Keep your eye out on HOLO. I remember this one having a bigger short float, but Trade Ideas, for whatever reason, is not giving me the goods anymore. Let's double check it. HOLO. Okay, so it is giving it to me now. I don't know why it wasn't giving it to me earlier. 13.6% of the 3.82 million shares float is board for short. So it's not bad. It's not a bad amount of percentage of the float to be short. Keep your eye on this one. We could certainly see a squeeze here. HOLO invoke.
Oh, I see you back on the old 1 minute there as well, too, Sharif.
Yeah, I was doing the 1 minute to show the execution, but you know. Yeah, because look how it just becomes
different. Yeah. Congested. Okay, so let's break this down. What I think is about to happen here in NVDA. Let's get rid of some of these lines here to start. That's a great place to start. Clean up the old chart skis and see what we got going on. So starting to form somewhat of a shelf. Don't love it, but we're just slowly grinding above the volume-weighted average price is a positive sign. So we'll just draw this trend line. It has been cracked, but one thing to note is that we have this shelf here now, guys, and I don't like seeing this. I would like to see more of like a doo-doo and then a move higher. So we'll just kind of gauge what I think can potentially happen is that we get this move back towards VWAP, and then if it wants to continue to move on the trajectory that it currently is, then we can get that a secondary move and then go higher. But one thing that I will note is that I'm looking, considering that we're grinding, I'm looking for one more of these strong engulfing prints right here. within this kind of ABCD pattern, stair-step pattern that we're being displayed right now, and take us into these pre-market zones, which I guess we already have. You can see it's been rejected to a T on multiple occasions. So yeah, not too good of a look. I think this pullback is going to be a lot deeper than what I would like. It's weird because the market's climbing higher, like the SPY is heading back in towards the volume-weighted average price, and then NVDA is selling. You would think the complete opposite would be happening with the likes of the market climbing back into VWAP. This would be climbing higher with it, but it says we're going to move in opposite correlation of what the market's doing right now, and we're just going to kind of just grind Joe's gears in the meantime, because that's exactly what they're doing, specifically going after me, right? So that's it's definitely not the case. I'm being sarcastic if you couldn't tell. So yeah, there it is there, guys. Yeah, off of those pre-market zones, you get that rejection. One thing that we can note is just focus on the volume by time profile to see what we have going on with that. If it continues to dwindle and cool off, then maybe we can get some buy program to step in and climb higher and higher. So yeah, that's my game plan here. I can't really stick to it for too long, right? Considering how we've added in to the position. So if I'm wrong at some point, I mean, up at the top end of this range, we had some nice unrealized, but I wasn't locking at any. I wanted to climb higher and higher in this market just because it is earnings. And you can see we're getting a bounce in some of the larger names as well, too. So it's weird that I mentioned it just earlier, is that the Qs are climbing higher and SPY is climbing higher, but NVDA decides that it wants to pull back. So let's see if we can get buyers to re-engage here and start to lift price and through some of these key resistance zones there, Sharif.
Joseph, you want to see a bad trade? Look at that. Look at it go, bro. Look at that. Oh. See, that's what happens when you get the squeeze. Like, I think that's one thing I definitely need to improve on.
Yeah.
Detecting the squeeze.
Because
if you're going to be able to see the squeeze coming, like, you're likely going to get 50 pennies, $1. Yeah, it's going to squeeze a lot of people out, and it had a harder short flow. So it's something I definitely need to improve on.
It's still a good trade, right? Like, if you just left a couple for a runner, then you'd be.
That's the thing, yeah.
Just
I need to be more present.
Yeah, just like 10%. That's it. I was talking about it, but even that's what I started with. Just leave 10%, even if it's a handful of shares. Just leave 10% for a runner. Either you get stopped out, break even, or you get to go on the old ride there.
Yeah, 100% accurate, guys. Shout out to Buvin. Buvin, I know you were talking about VVPR, and it wasn't just you, Buvin. There was others as well. VVPR. What the hell is this? That's all I want to ask. What is this? 710 low, 849 high in one candle. Does this have news? Oh yeah, it did come in. Okay, 1235. So this came in. Here it is, guys. Okay, so that's why I went nuts like that. Here, let me just load this up in a way that we can all read it. Vivo Power raises $121 million in private offering led by Saudi royalty and XRP industry leaders at $6.05 a share, trading at $7.13. So here we go. Capital to fund XRP-focused digital asset treasury and DeFi strategy, debt reduction, and working capital. So that headline came in on my blotter at exactly 1235. Let's look at the price action reaction. Let's flip to the one so we can see exactly when it spiked. You guessed it, 1235. So this is a headline. This is a midday headline right now on Vivo Power, ticker VVPR. I just read it to you guys. You can rewind if you'd like. It's breaking down now, though. Okay, so it had an uptrend before. We're decidedly breaking through that uptrend. If you were to draw kind of a perfunctory trend line there, it does breach it here. Let's see if it's able to settle down and work back up. But the price there of 6 something a share doesn't really please me. Given the current price action, we're above $7. So $6.05 a share is what the deal was made at. So here it comes to the downside. It is going to halt at $6.88 right now. It looks like it will halt at $6.88, which is well below the volume weighted average price. It still leaves it positive on the day as it had closed out at $6.03 yesterday. So VVPR halting to the downside now. We're going to have to see if this one can kind of get its footing under it or what the hell is going on over there. So we'll keep tabs on that. And while we keep tabs on that, we'll keep tabs on HOLO as it's zigging and zagging with $9 right now. Let's see if it's able to use 9 as support in the way that it used 8 as support. Also keeping my eye here on HYLN. I don't want to be quick to take this out. I like the VWAP bounce. I'm very cognizant of the seller that we've had here at 58s and 57s. So we're showing 57s now. I did get the print there at 58. So it technically breached that lower high, lower low downward channel that it had been putting in a VWAP. It breached it, but we're not at the high of the day, nor are we able to shake some of these sellers here. So I'm keeping my eye on that, and we'll see how that ends up being. Joby is coming into my area again, and I'm not letting any of this go against me. And here it is, right at my level. We'll flatten out, break even on the remaining amount there on JOBY. Again, I was waiting at the volume weighted average price for Joby, but it gave me an earlier bounce. So I was waiting at that 8.5, as I mentioned, and then it made an area low of 861. So I punched long there, and then we were only able to really take 20 pennies at the best there. So it's not the best trade to be had, but we'll look to do a little bit better. People are saying there is a different ticker there. What is this ASBP thing? Let me have a look. ASBP. Oh, yeah, look, Bovin showed me this one earlier. Again, it's a sub $1 name, and there's just way too much running on the day for, me to be trying to focus on these sub $1 names. I don't like them, okay? Again, I've made my point clear, but I'll say it again in case you're a newer viewer. These sub $1 names. We have a great small cap trader at the Barcelona office of Real Trading. His name is Luis Barbado. He comes on Thursday, is usually every other Thursday, and he gives us his look for small cap gappers. And 1 week, he was telling us a piece of information I didn't know, and he trains his traders on small caps, by the way, that there are certain algorithms, small cap algorithms, that won't trade these names south of $1. So all of a sudden, I'm not saying there's going to be liquidity issues, but you're really not going to get that parabolic nature anyway that you may get if these big boy algos were trading them. So that's number one. Number two, you have 4 decimal places south of $1. So there's more areas to post sell orders at. So it seems like a thickly traded stock, and it's hard to really breach levels. That's been my observation. So that's why I try to stay the hell away from these, okay? Now, if they're great and, we can make exceptions for them, otherwise, I don't know. Anyway, Joseph, I think Holo is not done. Holo doesn't look like it's done, bro. Oh, wow. It's defending 9, man. So it did dip in there with a bit of a bottoming tail candle, 8 2/3. And here we go again, above 9, 937 high. Trade this carefully, guys. I really want to tell you that because I've seen Holo before. It's a triple-digit winner from prior days, but it's also a huge bamboozler, and it'll take back everything you took from it. Randy got really upset with me yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
He got really upset.
Measured what we got to fix.
Yeah. So I don't know if we can see it over here. See, they can see it. Yeah. So this is it was a little hole in the wood there. Yeah. And it was very small when I started about 3 years ago. Ooh. In August, it'll be 3 years. No, that's not on me. I swear to you, that's not on. I admitted this one, but that's not on me. I promise you.
What's that there?
I don't even know what that is. That ain't on me,
bro. That's erosion, brother.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing.
So the small hole here, Randy, grew. It's a tough job. Sometimes we're anxious, we're in bad positions, we're losing money, and the desk paid the price. I apologize. But once Brendo told me that we were rebuilding the desk, I felt less bad.
Small price to pay. Small price.
This guy.
Small price. Okay, we are ready.
All right, guys.
I'm ready. All right.
What do we got?
NVDA not cooperating, bouncing off a VWAP. Let's go. Have you ever entered an order to buy or sell, guys, and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you have expected? That's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or an underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. All right? The guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. Go ahead and scan that QR code and check the link in the description box to get a free copy of this guide. There it is. Go check it out there, free copy, especially if you're looking to get your own setup at home. I talk about it all the time, and I stand by it, and I will stand by it for the rest of my days. The 3 pillars of trading is playbook, psychology, and technology.
I thought you were going to say practice there.
Practice.
You're talking about practice?
Talking about practice? Yeah, that comes in with the playbook, right? So you can.
So you were given your options books there, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of your bread and butter. I'd like to just mention some TA books that I like.
For sure, absolutely.
John J. Murphy. Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets. I think that's kind of like one of the Bibles.
I did the TA for Dummies.
There you go. Yeah. I did that one as well, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
I have a digital copy.
Okay.
So John J. Murphy, technical analysis of the financial markets, and then you got to go with the GOAT. What's his name again? Obe, the psychology guy. The guy.
Trading in the Zone?
Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas.
Mark Douglas.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Mark
that
Douglas.
one too, yeah.
So that one, obviously, there's no TA there. But look, I read Trading in the Zone before, but I read it when I was a really novice trader. I think that I would benefit a lot more from it now. A lot of people read that bad boy like once a year, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Obi echoing that as well. I mean, okay, so Obe coming in with actually really good suggestions. So if you're a newer trader, maybe don't look or get into the psychology aspect of things until you're more developed, until you've really you felt the losses, you felt the wins, you kind of know what it's all about. Because there was a lot of stuff that I was reading in that book that I could relate to in theory, but not in practice. And so, yeah, that's just my suggestion to you guys. Those are the two books that everyone seems to recommend, and they're available digitally. You can also on Spotify. They're on Spotify as well. But I think with John J. Murphy's book, there's so many charts and stuff like that. You're going to want the actual digital book or a physical book or whatever.
For sure, there's a lot of good books there. A lot of good trading books. I know Trading Psychology by Andrew Aziz is good, and then
Andrew Aziz
by
is
Mike
a sick small cap trader, bro.
Yeah. And no, he doesn't trade small. He trades large cap.
Hold on, there's another. Oh, who's that guy that was trading small caps? You were telling me about? Was it Andrew Aziz? You were telling me about a small cap trade. Oh, the 27-year-old. That's what you were telling me about.
Oh, the short bear.
From SMB. Yeah. You were telling me about him. That's right. My bad. The playbook is small caps. That's what.
And then mastering trading. Yeah, there's a lot of good books. But I think what's really important to note there, Sharif, is that like you just said, you can read all this stuff, you can do everything. It does give you the good fundamentals, but until you step into the war zone, that essentially does nothing. Because when you're in the battlefield, guys, all that practice, everything, until you start putting on actual shares and real money, and when you start off and it's your own real money, regardless if you're trading sim, boom, you're officially in the jungle now. So be prepared because things will drastically change on you, and you have to work your way around it. You got to stay in the game and just stay positive and just accept the fact that you're going against people who've been doing this for years and years and years. And I like how Obi mentions this is the ultimate player versus player game. Like think about it for all my gamers out there. Day one of you gaming live, going online, you're getting smoked. And that's going to be no different here in the market. You're going to get smoked. People are going to light you up, but it's just part of the process.
Here it is. Guys, Holo is not giving up the ghost here. Joseph, man, the candles, look, you're not getting a huge break above 9, but we didn't get that huge break above 8 until we got that flat top break. And what's really keeping me focused on HOLO, again, and I always say this, and I hate sounding like a broken record, but it's something that really always catches my attention. The higher lows here on HOLO on every successive wick on the 5-minute candles is a higher low. You just feel this one is going to blow through 9.5. It's likely going to hit 10. It's got a larger short float, larger-ish short float from what we've seen lately, 13.5% give or take. So this one, I don't know, man. If you're looking for a money fill here, maybe just a little bit above the prior bar low because it's holding that higher low, higher low, higher low. So if it's doing that, then the money fill will have to be, if it's going to continue, above the prior bar low. Don't place it below that unless it changes trend. And I'll submit to you guys, it did not change trend. At $8, it consolidated at $8 from $11.55 to when we got that decisive break at $12.30. So 35 minutes, I was nursing this trade, holding it at $8. And every single candle there had a higher low. Not necessarily a higher high every time, but you did get higher lows every time. So HOLO, I don't think this one is done. It's just not. It's extended above the 10. It's near the high. It's putting in higher lows. So I've made my point very clear. I'm going to keep my eye on this one, looking to execute on it in whatever way I really can here. VVPR, I see you guys yelling about that one. Let me have a look. It did break down below VWAP. It was halted to the downside. This is not my kind of trade, and I think that the share price there that we talked about, VVPR, 605 a share, doesn't do this one any favors. It's trading well above that 605. It's 650 or whatever it's at right now. Let's throw that on the side chart, or the not the side chart, but the side watch list there so we can get live price updates. 668. So I don't touch this until it can get above 710. It's below the volume weighted average price. I don't want to touch this right now. It's awfully volatile. That's crazy that it could go not 849 and then 593 in like 10 minutes. No, thank you. That's not it for me. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now. I think I paper-handed the Joby trade. I just didn't want this one to go against me, and it was coming down into my level, so I flattened it out, and now it's back up into the 8 high 7s. It still has, though, as you can see by drawing that trend line, that lower high situation. So it's not exactly rocketing into 9 like I had hoped, but it's not giving me a VWAP retracement either. I'm obsessing for whatever reason at placing my dip trade at VWAP, and it's not pulling into VWAP. So maybe I just need to sing a different tune here with JOBY, but that one is certainly in focus for me. HYLN, I'll be holding this one until it takes out that $1.62. It's curling. It's getting into VWAP, and it's putting that rounded shape, whether it ends up being a U or a V or whatever the hell it ends up doing. It looks like it is curling. EYPT as well. We were forced out of that one. That was another possible mistake on my part here. Punching in. I didn't punch in at the lows. I punched in out 7 and it went to 690, so I don't feel too bad. But now it's got a 4 candle, higher low, higher high setup, looking possibly to take out 720. So here's a deal. Why is the spread 7 pennies on this name, bro?
Why?
No, I'm not. No. We're going to wait at the lower end. All right, so we're going to look for a dip trade here around 7. If I can get something around there, fantastic. If I can't, then we'll consider something else here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Shout out to my man Ozan. He's returned there. Shout out to Pug Life, Sharif, One Good Trade, Mike Bellafor, Mastering the Trade by John Carter. All right, I'm taking pictures of those, man, because I might want to get into those myself there.
Okay, guys.
What do you got over there, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm gonna briefly get stopped out, or momentarily, I'm gonna get stopped out here on NVDA. It doesn't want to. Here you can display what I thought was gonna go on. We did get that pullback. We're just not holding these key levels that I was expecting us to here. We're now south of the volume weighted average price, so that's going to be a signal for me to accept my losses and kind of just move on there. As you can see, we're just not wanting to grind higher. The market is just extremely weak here. We're not getting that bounce just yet, and if I do punch out, then that's going to be my last attempt on there. I'll go 0 for 4 on that trade. Not my best trading session, but it is what it is, and we move on. All right, guys, we're out of that. See you later. That one's not working out as we continue to move to the downside. So, yeah, it took a loss that I calculated there. So, Softy is tanking. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, I see that there. It's done. That trade's done there. Gaurav, nice trade, nice short there on Microsoft as well too. So yeah, I'm going to be patient. You're not going to see too many like gunslinging entries from me here. Personally, I'm going to wait till the latter half in the day. Maybe we can get some moves on NVDA. But again, I've already wasted all my ammunition on this stock, and I was looking for that daily breakout, and we just didn't get it here. You can see it displayed. You open up at the top of that range, and we didn't get that continuation to the top side there. So it may take some more time. It may take another day or two. We come back into the middle of the range, and then maybe we get that pop up there. What do you got going on?
Oh, man, it's nuts. We went long again. Oh, Joseph, I did it again. No. I screwed up my keys. I'm not very good. All right, here we go.
Quantum's really breaking up.
Yeah, so someone was telling me QBTS there was really going here. So QBTS just went positive on the day, guys. Flat top break on QBTS. I see it around 1750. So keep your eye out on that. QBTS, obviously one that we've quite well on the show over here. This is what I mean by flat top break. So you had this ascending higher low situation, but that basically yesterday's closing print, which was 1756, couldn't be shaken. It just got shaken and then some. So this one is headed to the high side here. And what are you looking at for Ionic?
No, yeah.
What were you looking at there for Quantum?
Quantum, I was trading on Q, but then yeah, I've seen someone in the chat mention QBTS, and then yeah, so that's when I just pulled up QBTS there.
Okay.
Momentarily, so yeah.
All right, Walter, aka Ivan. Hi, Sharif. Could you explain why a candle would shoot up, then shoot down hard on the same candle? Is that an algo or something else? Great question. Many different reasons why that can happen. One of the reasons is you trigger somebody's sell order there, so they take a lot of profits, or somebody shorts into that position. So somebody was waiting maybe for a previous day high or whatever level they were looking at there that they liked. So all of a sudden it goes to that area. It's a liquidity grab that shoots all the way down. So many different reasons. It really depends on the context. But yeah, those can be the worst. They happen more often, Ivan, on names like the small cap crappers that I trade over here. Like, you're not likely to see it that often on an Apple, on an NVDA, on a Google, or a more thickly traded name that would require a lot of money to kind of get it going up or down. You can see it, you will see it way more often on these type of names, that a bigger account, a multi-million dollar, maybe $10, $15 million account, which is not big, relatively speaking, you know, to some of these other accounts, can manipulate it, because the liquidity already is just kind of sparse. The float on something could be about, you know, 10 million shares, and by the end of the day, it's traded 100 million shares. So we've done 10 times float rotation. So it's scarce. So because it's scarce, it can move very volatile very quickly. So there's so many different reasons that can happen. I'm just articulating some of the reasons there. So keep your eye out on those. More likely to happen though, Walter or Ivan, again, in these small cap gappers. Wow, Holo's really losing the bid right now. It's coming back into 9. I literally have the high of the day right now, 960. Let's see if this one holds above 9. If it defends 9 in the way that we just saw it defend 8, I'm going to get back in here. So we're seeing a lot of topping tail candles, candles of indecision on Holo, a little above 9, a little bit below 9. I'm good with that, bless you. But I want to see this hold up at that $9 area. If we get a decisive close, let's see if we can kind of weasel our way back into this one. EYPT did not let me in. I tried to dip trade this one at 704. It's not letting me in, and now it's like a couple of pennies off the high of the day, so that's kind of frustrating there. Pug Life says, usually it's because there are enough sell orders there to overpower the demand. It's all about supply and demand. I think we're saying the same thing, just from a different way. I agree with you 100%, Pug Life. Good comment there. Keeping my eye on Joby as well, guys, as this one works right back into that 880 area. What I'm keeping my eye on here for Joby, guys, is a break of this very obvious downtrend that it's been in since we topped out there at 11 o'clock. It looks like it might be taking out that trend now. Here it is, breaking into that 882. So this one is changing trend, and it's got a 5 candle green setup right now on the 5-minute chart. So not a bad look for Joby, 895 high a day. You know, you just think it's definitely going to want to touch that $9 area. We'll have to see how this one does. VVPR is working its way back into that area. Oh my God, it's coming back from the depths of hell. This actually went negative for a moment, for a quick second there.
It went negatory on them.
Went negatory, man. Yeah. It was at 594. Now it's back up to 750. Right. Trade VVPR carefully, guys. You saw what it did here, as Ivan was asking there. 850, and then all of a sudden we're at 593, quick as you like. So be careful with VVPR, Joseph.
Yeah, good luck there. Come on, JD Vance. I'm looking at Bitcoin at the lows here, so I need my boy JD over there.
Let's go, JD.
To say something ridiculous to kind of get this rolling. But here we go. I mean, let's look at these NVDL trades, and there we go. I took an aggressive one. I didn't take any off there, and now we're right back up. So, Jag, it doesn't usually happen too often, but here we go 2 times today. I am that low seller, so just getting rid of the shares, and then you see we get that nice little bump to the top side. So yeah, there we go. That happened to us twice today, so don't feel any no type of way. R.I.P.
Oh.
Yeah, rest in peace too to Rich Homie Kwan there. Yeah, that's that on NVDL. And for me, it's just like, okay, I've taken my stabs at it. It doesn't work regardless of what the underlying is doing on the session. It has now lost my attention, and I think that's a big time skill to get. So I just literally changed all my charts here. I'll even change up this one. This is kind of what we had going on and what we were thinking about earlier. Okay, I'm going to punch this here on. Okay, I'm in some IBIT here, just small size to start off, guys. And this is what I was talking about. You get that pullback here, right? We drew this out, and then we make that move higher, and it looks like it's being displayed right now. I just couldn't hold on to it any longer because I didn't want to take a bigger size loss, because then it wouldn't allow me to get involved in this
get him,
trade
Joe.
here. Sharif, I mean,
when you get amped up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. I mean, we just tripled up the size there on this IBIT, looking for that move back towards the volume weighted average price. I'm not expecting too much here, but if my boy JDE says anything, we're going to be positioned relatively well in this trade, Sharif.
All right, guys. So needless to say, the keynote by JD Vance is over. We got the 4 Bash brothers there on the set, sponsored by Mara. Nothing really, earth-shattering came from JD Vance. I went and spoke to Satya. He didn't say anything legislative, nothing regulatory. And you can kind of see that by the price. I mean, Bitcoin did bubkiss, Joseph. Yeah. 107,655 right now. It's kind of curling up. Here comes 107.7. I see a nice little green candle breaking downtrend right now on your friend BTC. Let's have a look at it. So this is the 5-minute on BTC. Downtrend, 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 obviously, after losing that $109,000 area. And here we are. We could be at 108,000 quite soon. We did, looks like we did hold 107,000 if you ignore these wicks. And likely that is, those are not valid wicks. So possible move up here for BTC, still negative on the day, down 2%, but showing a nice green candle there. So we'll keep tabs on that. Let me just make sure that there's nothing BTC related coming in on the blotter that would be of importance here. No, nothing whatsoever. So we'll keep tabs on it.
IonQ is just steadily grinding here, Sharif, higher and higher.
Ionic. Everybody's yelling about these. The quantum names. The quantum boys. I love it.
Yeah. They're climbing higher, and I mean, good look here. We were in it earlier, and I just caught out. I'm not good at sitting in these ebbs and flows, like the grinds. I have to be positioned really well and calm and cool, and just be like in a relaxed kind of format. And that's why I love, to be honest with you, trading on the show, is because I get to talk with you guys, but then I also let the trades cook up as well too. So yeah, it makes it a little bit easier. But there we go, guys. Our thesis on NVDA really starting to play out. I do believe that now with this move higher, we are going to crack that resistance zone there. So it's unfortunate we couldn't partake in that one, but it is what it is. Now, our primary target, I got to take a page out of my guy's book here, and I'm going to post up some orders at 28 here on IBIT. Just because we'll take a little bit off, nothing crazy. I just want to lock in on some profits here, give myself some more breathing room. And if I see the momentum really start to pick up, then I'll just remove that order and then also just lift it here too. So yeah, definitely a rough start, but good positioning here on IBIT. I like this little bounce that we're getting. The market is starting to recover here. Like seeing that QBTS big time topping signal here as well, guys. As you can see, we have that isolated volume signature with an indecision print at an extreme high. So there you go. Your risk profile is now defined. You can risk 30 cents, and then expect to come back into this range here. So, I mean, the RVR isn't completely there just yet. You would want to wait for a pullback mid-range. You get involved, and then you look for that move to the top of the range. And if you're lucky, you get back into the middle. And then if you're even more lucky, you get to head into the volume-weighted average price there in QBTS there, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Quantum space. Okay, you got going on?
Holos are going to break out again. Here comes Holo. I'm not going to go long again here, but because I want to do the news, but here it comes. Seller at 40, blew through that. Here comes the high. Selling again into the 20s. That was the micro pullback. What you just saw there, that's a micro pullback. That's where I would have gotten in. Let's see if we can take out current bar high. Current bar high on this 5-minute candle, guys, is 944. We're at 34s. So we had a seller at 40. Here comes that 40 level again. Are we going to bid or ask creep down? No. So we flashed 40s there. 43s now. All right, so let's see if we can shake that level. So 44 was the level. That is the current bar high right now. So let's see if we can shake that level. It feels like it's about to break out. That's what it feels like to me. Got a hammer candle, all of which, so look at the candles on the 5, guys. Look at your 1240 candle all the way to your 1 o'clock candle. 20 minutes of bottoming tail candles, all of which breached 9, all of which closed above 9. So the money fills were just a skosh below 9. Whether or not we can take out that candle The high of the candle at $12.55, which is $9.60. We'll have to wait and see. But this current candle right now has a low of $9.22 and a high, as I mentioned, of $9.44. So fantastic higher low situation. Holo is continuing to give you guys opportunities here for breakout trade. It is not giving up the ghost. And I was speaking badly about this one earlier because of my past experience with it. I had seen it kind of give you, a 30% day only to kind of go back flat or up 5%. So that's why I said it was a repeat offender, but today it may be singing a different tune. We're gonna have to keep an eye out on that. So that's what I wanted to mention that. Here comes, okay, let's see if it breaks 44 here, because back up to 42s. Yeah, it might not do it on my own time frame here. So I want to do the news, guys. Let's weasel on over.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Let's do the playmaker quick before
sure.
we hop into the old news there. Yeah, Slack. And I got all the data and everything.
All right.
What are we going? Are we going long here today?
I think Assassino sent it to me there. Let's have a look there. We'll see what he said. We are going long, 73.27,
Right.
Joseph.
Doing it live, too.
We're doing it live.
All right, guys, let's get this involved here. I still got to work on
ready.
that equity curve. It's significantly better than what it's displayed right now. For some reason, when I was doing the cumulative P&L, it wasn't adding up anymore. So I got to figure out what's going on there. Number 95.
Wow, that's
give
crazy.
me a player who is 95.
And we missed a few, too.
We missed a couple of days, there, for sure, Sharif. All right,
590.30.
590.30?
Yep.
590.
So we're taking profits at 592.30.
592.
And we're stopping out. Wow, there goes Holo. It broke it.
590.
589.30.
589ers. There.
It
All right,
took it
guys.
out, man.
107. Okay, you got another
Unreal.
fill there. I'm Sharif on.
I got no fills. I'm not long, bro. This
you're
thing's
not
going
long?
up. I didn't want to. I don't want to enter because I want to do the news. This thing is going. Here we go. 960 high a day now. HOLO, seller at 60, got taken out. 65 now high a day. Wait for the micro pullbacks. 70 high a day. This thing is going. I knew it was going to break out. Beautiful, fantastic moves today by Holo, man. Predictable and not bamboozling. It's giving you the money fills at predictable levels. H-O dang L-O, man. Here comes that 970. Let's see if we can break that level again. 58%. What's up?
Oh, no, I was just looking at the volume profile here on IBIT.
On IBIT, yeah.
This is not
curling
what
a
we
little bit,
want
though,
to see. It is curling over, but it's getting defended. Shreve, as you can see, we have this big engulfing candle right here, but look at the effort, right? Like, so the
Low
effort
volume,
and then result, right? So that's not positive.
Good point.
I mean, we can stair step higher, which it kind of looks like, the volume isn't, but we are climbing higher. But one thing to note is that you want to see this volume profile really start to pick up, especially when you start putting in prints like that.
Oh, well, that makes absolute sense. I mean, we always talk about that, too. You need inclining volume.
Exactly.
Ascending volume to go up. All right, guys, let's do the news. See what's going on over here. There's it's kind of a light day. I don't want to say too light, but not bad. Let's zoom in a little bit there. Otherwise, Assassino gets upset. So obviously, NVIDIA earnings after the bell today. Make sure to catch that with myself and the Katina Man on the Market Recap Show. And this is what we're expecting for the monster NVIDIA. We are expecting, Joseph, 73 pennies in adjusted EPS on $43.34 billion in revenue. That's all for Q1. Just to have a comparator, guys, we had 61 pennies EPS last year on the quarter and 26 billion in revenue. So very close to a double there within a year. That's insane. For a company to be able to grow that quickly. Investors, though, are going to be laser focused on how much the impact of the H20, which is their China-specific chip, and the export ban that's now been placed upon that will have on the results. So make sure to catch that with us. We'll be trying to give you that information in real time. Speaking of those export bans, this is what kind of did it. In April 9th to be exact, the U.S. government basically told NVIDIA that they needed an export license to sell any of the H20s, whether or not they were selling it to China or anybody else, effectively having a practical effect here of halting all those sales. So they haven't been selling them, and as a result, they took a $5.5 billion charge to their as a result of the inventory that they're holding. Analysts expect, though, that they're not going to realize that full $5.5 billion in the Q1 results. Only about $1 billion of that $5.5 is going to be realized in Q1, with the $4.5 going to be realized in Q2, which is a July quarter. So, whether or not that's already discounted in the price or whatever. Just want to give you that information there. Some of the analyst consensus here, Morgan Stanley warns that the sell side estimate may be stale, not having fully priced in that H20 ban into the price. Analyst at Morgan called Joseph Moore sees the risk of earnings downside and believes consensus has not reflected the real sales impact quite yet. And we know what NVIDIA stocks have been doing. It's been recovering quite well, back above $3 trillion. Some of the strategic and policy implications with NVIDIA earnings are basically, is NVIDIA lobbying enough here behind the scenes to get export licenses and to continue selling those H20s, whether to China or some other countries? We talked about yesterday, NVIDIA making a brand new chip for export to China. That's the third iteration of that China-specific chip that they're making. They made, I think, one was called the A800 or the H800. That was a China-specific chip. Then we got the H20, and then we got an RTX model yesterday that we were talking about. And there's one, by the way, coming up in September, so that'll be the fourth iteration. There's concerns, though, the export restrictions could accelerate China's domestic chip development. And I've talked to you guys about a company that used to trade in North American markets called SMIC. It trades in Hong Kong. I don't have it on my SIM platform here because I'm in the SIM on my platform. Like anytime you see the black charts, that's SIM because it shows my account number. But we're trading live here on the white charts. So I don't have the ticker for it, but I can find it. Give me a second. Let me just do this for you guys here because you can trade it in Hong Kong. You can show my screen. SMIC, here it is, guys. So SMIC, you can trade it. Where is it? It's supposed to be in Hong Kong. It's a numbered one. Okay, maybe I'll look at this after. But I found it yesterday. That's so weird. Anyway, whatever. I'll find it after and I'll let you guys know. So going on, there's also concerns that you could get basically an advanced chip out of China, and we saw that with the Huawei Mate Pro, where they made a 5-nanometer chip last year. Joseph Moore guy from Morgan maintains his overweight rating on NVIDIA with a price target of $160, suggesting, obviously long-term bullishness despite the near-term volatility. Oh my God, yeah. Holo is flying. Is everybody talking about it?
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Of course, man. Of course it is. Holo's rocketing up, guys. Fantastic look right now by Holo. 1050 high, Joseph. Ooh. This thing is squeezing. It looks like it's a short squeeze happening right now, like the one that we saw on SBET yesterday in the pre-market. Who saw that thing jump from 12 to 35 in one 5-minute candle?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Somebody got really squeezed there. They had a short position on. So Holo guy, keep your eyes on Holo, but for the love of God, trade it carefully. Yep. It is a bit of a bamboozler and has been on many occasions. Anything you want to throw in there before I go on?
Yeah. This IBIT trade here, we're still sitting in this here, guys. So the volume isn't picking up on the time frame that we want, right? Because in order for us to break through some of these key levels, we need that effort in there. And it's not being displayed. So I got to be extremely cautious on this one. I'll unfortunately if it comes back to my break even, I'll just stay flat on that trade and then just kind of reassess the situation and see what we got going on. But yeah, I really need that profile to really pick up and start to increase there. Otherwise, we may be not looking too good. But yeah, good look there on HOLO today, Sharif. That's definitely the trade of the day, in my opinion. There is Holo.
It's going nuts here, man.
Crazy.
Let's talk about Macy's, guys. Look, it wasn't such a bad report, but I think it is not so good moving forward for these department stores. I don't know if you guys heard about it south of the border there, but a company that has been in existence on this side of the border since the 1600s, guys, has filed for bankruptcy. We call it receivership in this country, and they're liquidating all their stores. They go by the name the Hudson's Bay Company. They're basically kind of like what you would say, Nordstrom. Would you compare them to Nordstrom a little bit? Maybe a little bit lower?
The thing is with Hudson's Bay, it's such an iconic thing in Canada, right?
But the client market, like what they were selling.
Same thing. Very similar to Nordstrom.
Yeah, so it's not a good look, obviously.
Saks Fifth.
Yes, agree with that. So kind of like that. Now, they were one of the last remaining kind of Canadian big box retailers, not big box retailers or, department stores, and they're gonzino. Why am I telling you all this? Because it just feels like headwinds over and over for these department stores, Joseph, as people look to go online.
Did they put a bunch of their materials in like a Canadian Tire or something? And
so Canadian Tire bought their IP. So like that red, green, that stripe thing that they've got there. So they bought that. They bought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that, right? I think that's really festive. It's Canadian.
It's very Canadian.
Very Canadian.
Right? So I like that as well. And it's nice to see that they're going to be able to keep it around personally. So that's a look. So why am I telling you all this? Because we're going to talk about Macy's, which is a department store, obviously. So let's talk a little bit about it. So they cut their full year 2025 EPS guidance down to $1.60 to $2 from the previous range of $2.05 to $2.25. That's not a drop. That's not a small drop there. They're saying it's due to 3 reasons. Tariff concerns, higher promotions. Why are they doing higher promotions? Because they're trying to weasel people in. And weaker discretionary spending. So the consumer not spending as much on discretionary items, opting to save their money for staples. The full year sales guidance, though, remains unchanged. That's a good side of the equation. They left that at basically 21 to 21.5 billion, 21.4 technically. That's still below what they printed last year. That'll be a full $1.5 billion lower, almost $2 billion lower. They printed 22.29 last year. So not a good look there as that sector continues to struggle. How they did on Q1, EPS 16 pennies versus 14. So bottom line beat, revenue 4.6 versus the 4.5. Top line beat, net income though, less money. Why? Because their EPS dropped. So $38 million in net income. They had printed $62 million, so almost half of what they had taken last year. Also, sales declined to $4.85 billion. Let's talk about how they did in their stores, because they have many different stores. They have Macy's, the namesake of the company, but they also have, I don't even know what this one is, Go Forward. Who of the Americans knows what that is? I don't know what it is. They also have Bloomingdale's, Blue Mercury, and they have another one called First 50. So Macy's, the namesake, didn't actually do well. Sales down 2.1%. Go Forward, sales down 1.9%. But the more expensive of the stores seem to be okay. The Bloomingdale's up 3.8. Blue Mercury up 1.5. Why? Rich people ain't hurting. That's why.
That's why.
Revamped the first 50 stores. They were going to expand to about 125. That also outperformed, just down 0.8%. Bless you. Turnaround strategy. Do they have a plan here? According to them, they do. They have a 3-year transformation plan in which they want to close 150 stores, all by 2027, and focus on the higher performing units. Shore up costs there. There's also economic uncertainty, and Trump's shifting tariff policy, they say, are complicating their recovery efforts. Joseph, anything you want to add?
No, we're just cooking up here in Bitcoin. I'm hyper-focused on this here, guys. LHA, I appreciated that. So we took some off. You can see I actually tripled up my size right here. So I entered small, and then once I got this engulfing candle on the volume, I'm like, okay, I really need to try to take advantage of this trade. So I just tripled up my size, and then we're slowly starting to piece it up here now. Just getting a W under the belt on today's session. So let's see if we can continue to grind. I mentioned the volume by time profile needs to also start to participate and really pick up. Otherwise, a party can really come in and start to dominate the session as it's been thoroughly displayed throughout the day. I mean, I think sellers are in control here. We have been below the volume-weighted average price the majority of the session, and we're struggling to breach and hold it. So that's just my game plan, thinking out loud. Glad I took a little bit off there, guys, but I'm still sitting on over 80% of my position, looking for the continuation, the break and hold of VWAP. But if it's not given to me, then I have to accept the trade's fate, that I have to lock in some gains, and then just accept that the market isn't going to give me what I'm looking for necessarily today. So
I respect that, man. I'm with those days. God.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. They're just all about that. Yeah. So.
All right. I just think I lost my screen there. There we go. So let's put this one on all screens. All right. So I'll keep going here. Just let me know, Andre, and then I'll interrupt. Okay. We already talked about this one, which was the JD Vance crypto headline. It ended up being really a nothing burger, at least for now. I mean, maybe Bitcoin pops off this, but there was really no news headline here worth noting, at least that one that I haven't read yet. So we'll skip off that. Just wanted to let you know that JD Vance personally owns about 250 to 500,000 worth of Bitcoin. He's obviously got a vested interest in this, so keep that in mind, obviously. All right, guys. In sports playing, flexibility is everything. And at ProfitX, you can see the order book just like on a financial exchange. You pick your spot and you customize the odds to fit your risk. Why would you settle for a single offered price when you can set your own? Plus, their mobile interface makes it easy to play on the go. ProfitX, guys, remember that name, where you call the shots anytime, anywhere. And users of Trader TV can use the code TraderTV to get a great sign-up offer and 2% cash back up to $300. Shout out to the great folks there at ProfitX. And you guys have already seen the big kahunas, Neil and Sean. They've been using this thing live and putting on bets anytime that there is a sporting event worth noting there. So let's, we'll shut them out there. All right, Joseph, let's go on here. Unless you have something, we're going to talk about Dick's Sporting Goods and how they did today on earnings. Let's see what DKS is at right now. I mean, in the morning they were down, but where are they at right now? They're up 2 1/3. Okay, not bad look. So Dick's reaffirmed its full-year EPS guide from $13.80 to $14.40. That's in line with expectations where they guided previously, $14.29. That also happens to be the analyst consensus. Revenue expected, so this is a full-year 2025 guide, guys. Revenue expected to come in at around $13.6 to $13.9 billion. Again, matching Wall Street's expectations of $13.9. To be fair, though, their range there only matches the expectations on the high end, not the low end. Maybe that's why they sold off in the pre-market. The guidance includes, though, this is the good news, the guidance for full year 2025 includes the impact of the current tariffs, showing confidence in what they think is their operational resiliency. With respect to the current quarter, the quarter they reported on, which was Q1, EPS came in at $3.37. The street was looking for $3.24, so that was a beat. Revenue also rose 5% and beat the expectations of the street. $3.17 billion beat the $3.13. Net income as well, slightly down from last year. $264 million in take-home money. Last year on the quarter, they printed about $275 million. Mostly due, though, to that one-time acquisition charge, which takes me to my next topic. Foot Locker. We kind of forgot about this. Dick's is acquiring Foot Locker, and they announced that $2.4 billion acquisition, I think a few weeks ago, expanding. Their purpose for this acquisition was to weasel in international markets. There's no Dick's Sporting Goods, guys, in Canada, or I don't know if it's just the United States, but that's what they're getting into. They want to take over, or they want to get a footing in the international market. We have plenty of Foot Lockers over here. So while Foot Locker shares rose about 80% on that news, Dick's dropped about 15% over concerns that the brand overlap could hurt the strategic fit. The deal is expected to close in the second half of this year and is actually projected to be an EPS accretive in the first full year, adding about $100 to about $125 million in what they call our synergies there. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Anything you want to add? Oh my God. $11, Joseph.
Yeah, $11 on...
for your friend Holo there.
Yeah, it's continuing to climb, man. It's just absolutely going... It's ripping, brother.
BG
No question
Gaming.
about that, yeah.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me, B Gaming. There it is, right there. Should I go on?
Yeah, you can go on. I mean, with the Dick's acquiring Foot Locker here, I don't know. I just think e-commerce is just so big. We know what it's like. If Dick's wants to kind of spread their brand, we know what Target's a stint over here north of the border was like as well too. So I'm just curious to see how that's gonna play out. I don't know if it's
100%. That is
gonna be the best thing.
If you feel there's a little bit of overlap, but to be fair though, like when you go into a Foot Locker, it's just like shoes and clothes, right?
Shoes
Maybe
and
some
clothes,
hats,
right?
right?
Like you get socks and stuff like that.
When you go into Dick's, it's like full of equipment. You know what I mean? Like it's like sports check. It's literally like sports check.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an overlap, kind of, a little bit different, but.
And I mean, and that's the thing. Like I rarely go into a sports check anymore. And
no
stuff
way.
like that. Yeah.
Everything online.
Yeah, everything online.
Well, that's the thing,
so
right?
It's the thing about
The only time I ever
brick and
actually
mortar
go in there
is
is if you want to try the clothing on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And for me, it's just like, I don't even really care. I've been in my body for 32 years now. I know if it's going to fit or if it's not. So I'll more than gladly order it offline,
Well said,
online. So there.
All right. You guys are killing me with all the dicks thing in the chat, man.
yeah.
Take it easy,
Chill
man.
out, man.
I love it. It's funny, but yeah, okay. All right. Okta, guys. So this one, this one got shellacked. All right, OKTA, the ticker there. And it's down 13 and more than 0.5%. And let's talk about why that happened, Joseph. Well, their EPS beat. So the current quarter EPS came in at 86. The street wanted 77. Revenue also beat 688 million. The street was looking for 680. Revenue again rose a healthy 12% year over year, up from 617. Subscription revenue grew 12% up to 673. And they made a good amount of money, $62 million, a major improvement from the $40 million loss that they had last year on the quarter. So it was a negative EPS of 24 cents. This time, a positive EPS for net income of around 35 pennies. The guidance, though, is kind of what brought this one to the downside. A little uncertainty here in the guidance. So their full year 2025 revenue guide here, 2.85 to 2.86. Very conservative, analysts say, and their operating income guidance as well, slightly higher to 710 to 720 million. CEO cites the macro uncertainty and a more cautious customer sentiment as reasons for holding guidance steady. Where have we heard that? We just read that with, what's it called, with Macy's. Bit of a different, though, customer base here for Okta. Some external... Say that again in the chat. NVIDIA earnings tonight, beat or miss. Go comment or I'll ban you. Ramin is choosing violence today. So go and comment, otherwise you're going to get the ban hammer from Ram back there, so be careful.
You're going to get the boot, man.
You're going to get the boot, bro. Yeah. I've been good with that lately. I haven't been banning too many people.
Yeah, I haven't banned somebody in a while. Hey, so watch out.
Yeah, you were threatening people constantly for like a week or two there. Yeah, I liked it. I was like, at least I don't have to do it.
Hey, man, listen, if you step on the toes, best believe you're going to catch a little ban. And
that's
fair.
fair.
I told you, like, we haven't banned anybody in a while, so don't try us. Don't try us. Because we'll start to clicking.
Defnesh, Sharif. Do you think it's going to be a sell the news situation after NVIDIA earnings? It always feels like it is that way. Like, I don't remember the last time where NVIDIA, maybe like 2 years ago, NVIDIA rockets up after earnings. It's always like either flat or crap.
Yeah.
Day, right?
It usually stays within the expected move.
Yeah.
I mean, when it was going through that exponential growth cycle, when it was just going crazy, obviously on the reports, you've just seen that displayed. But the past couple of reports have most definitely been cool. They're not growing at the pace that they were 2 years ago.
No.
That, so.
Bro, they doubled revenue, but I think the street's wise to it now.
Yeah,
they're like, okay,
it's
well,
like
we've seen this story before, right?
This,
Yeah.
Right. It's like you get the beats, right? But they're more kind of, they're not like big beats like that they were when we were seeing that about 2 years ago. So.
Yeah, because again, the street's wise to it. All right, guys, let's talk about Amazon. A bit of a tougher look lately for not Amazon, but for Stellantis. I'll get to that in a second. But Amazon and Stellantis, in case you guys didn't know, actually had a joint venture where they were going to basically create this thing called Smart Cockpit, okay? It was supposed to be a major in-car software collaboration. It was announced back in 22. The companies called the decision mutual to call it off. They didn't really give a specific reason. They cited a desire, though, to refocus on evolving strategies, whatever the hell that means. I'll explain in a second. The Smart Cockpit vision fell short, so to speak. The project aimed to personalize that in-car experience, the auto-adjusting climate control, the navigation, and even they wanted to actually even include in the actual car smart home control, so you could control your home AC, maybe close like a shade or two, or whatever you do with your smart home, you'd be able to control it from the car. That's all kind of put on the back burner for now. It was intended to obviously rival Tesla's seamless software integration and serve as a template for Amazon's broader automotive ambitions. That's, again, all on burner now. So the unraveling highlights really here, the broader struggles that your legacy automakers, your Fords, your GM, your Stellantis, that they're really having a tough time matching the tech firms in automotive software integration. They're not tech company guys. These guys are good at mass production, and they're not really overlapping that well with what they do. Complex vehicle lineups cited as some of the reason for the breakup. Legacy systems as well. Suppliers networks apparently made it harder for the car makers like Stellantis to execute what Tesla does natively. So another reason why Tesla is the GOAT right now. It's not all over for Stellantis. Apparently they could be weaseling on over to Google. So Stellantis could pivot to Google's Android Automotive OS for its next-gen infotainment stack. Amazon's in-car tech team has mostly been reassigned or disbanded, according to insiders. So it feels like Amazon may be putting the brakes on that internally here and not really something to do with Stellantis. Otherwise, you'd assume they would kind of re-innovate, keep the project going, and look for another car maker to team up with. But that's not what they're doing. They're disbanding the entire project, according to insiders, okay? Nippon Steel and ex-US Steel, apparently the deal could close soon, maybe by the end of this week. So we know what Friday, our friend Donald there let the thing go through. So Nippon Steel will acquire U.S. Steel, as we reported on Friday, at $55 per share, which was the original bid price, with the deal expected to close soon, according to CNBS sources. The offer was previously blocked in January by President Biden on national security grounds, but Trump reversed course and approved the deal, as I mentioned last Friday. Trump referred to the deal as an investment, not a takeover. He emphasized that the U.S. is going to maintain control. The U.S. is going to have a majority American board. There's also going to be something called the golden share mechanism. What the hell is that? It grants the U.S. government veto power over the board changes and ensures production levels are maintained so that they don't drop production levels and lay off people. You got to think that's probably what they were thinking there. Trump also announced that on May 30th, he's going to have a rally at U.S. Steel headquarters in Pittsburgh to highlight the agreement. So watch out for a rally there by the Donald. Yet another one. And there's going to be a $14 billion investment commitment by Nippon. Who's going to invest that $14 billion over 14 months? I like that. Including a $12.4 billion Mon Valley near Pittsburgh. The investment is expected to save about 10,000 steelworker jobs and create another 10,000 building trade jobs as the new a new arc furnace is built. There we go. Okay. And then there's a recall here for Ford, but it's an over-the-air update, so I think this is a nothing burger. But the rear view camera, Ford. Yeah, you know what I was thinking about? Have you ever experienced a delay in your rear view camera? Like, so say for example, you put that bad boy in reverse, but the picture you're getting is a little delayed to reality. So all of a sudden, you're a little closer to the wall than what you actually thought.
I would need a rear view camera to start to feel the delay. Yeah.
Oh, he's that good, guys. Look, I mean, can I tell you, do you use your side view mirrors when parking?
Absolutely.
I like to keep the actual camera for the kind of alignment, so you're not twisted. But I like to keep my my side view mirrors go down when you hit reverse, so you can see the lines, which I love.
When I worked for Bell, the vehicles were larger. You drive your own truck, everything like that. So I didn't have what's this one up here called?
Oh, the rear view mirror.
Yeah, the rear view. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I didn't have access to that, so I would use my side mirrors.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. No, but that's how I learned how to drive.
But some trucks you can't see because it's opaque out of the back.
Exactly, right. So that's how I got comfortable driving.
Fair.
It's just using my side mirrors there. So yeah, never really.
All right, Mike.
What do you say?
He's like, rear view. Yeah, we know. All right, guys. So that is the news. A bit of a lighter news day today. We kind of told you about the crypto headline. It seems to be a nothing burger for now, but I think it's the first day that we get, or it's the first day of the conference. So we'll see if maybe we get some better headlines tomorrow. Let's get back to some trading right now. About 25 minutes left on the show. I'm still holding one position over here. We're taking multiple prints on it, and I'm quite happy with this trade, but we're going on... we're going on the last half an hour here, and all these prints are still going unfilled. So I'm talking about HYLN. I got in here at the volume weighted average price. I like the trade. Let's see if it continues to move to the high side. $1.64 high day, which we printed over here. So we did take out previous day's highs. We're a lot closer to the high of the day than we are to VWAP at the moment, showing 161. My next profit taker at $1.64. But it's everybody and their mother's cousin wants to talk about HOLO. It just pulled into $10. $10 happens to be the 10 exponential moving average. Are we going to give this one the old college try, Joseph, or what are we going to do over here?
Try. Give it the old JUCO try there.
JUCO try. So what do we got? Prior bar low, Joseph, 985. All right, so this candle right here, the one that closed at 130, has a current bar low of 985. Here comes 10 again. All right, so what I'm going to be looking for here is a change in trend. What I mean by that is I want to see higher lows on the 5-minute candle that closes. I don't want to keep seeing lower lows. I don't want to buy a falling knife. Let's see if this one does it, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there, guys. All right, let's talk about this IBIT trade. I didn't know. Are we doing ESIG? I wasn't tapped in for
I can do it. I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
About this one here.
New traders, listen up. First month, it's free. You hear, Roseanne? Come on now. That's right, we're waiving fees so you can trade smarter, not harder, by upgrading to that elite experience. You'll analyze, you'll strategize, and then you'll capitalize on their platform that has everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, and game-changing charts. You can also predict better with their backtesting tool. You get reliable real-time data and global markets literally at the tips of your fingers. It's an all-in-one platform, guys, so do not miss out. Execute your best trades now. If you're ready to elevate your trading, scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen or check the link in the description. Shout out to the great folks there at eSignal. There it is. There's my man, Ozan.
Signal, where is he?
There he is in the chat.
Ozan.
Slap Holo, baby, with a 69.
Ooh.
Ozan, my man. Look, I'm
What's up,
waiting for
brother?
a few minutes here because I want to see if this current 5-minute candle prints a higher low.
Okay.
So that's what I'm waiting for there. Joseph, we got 3 minutes left on this candle.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So you can see I added on to this, just free rolling, risking unrealized gains there. I left the majority of the position on for a runner, and we just didn't get it. Looking for a bounce here, and this is just when you have to listen to what the market is telling you. The volume profile said, no, Joe, we are not going to be continuing this breakout here today. We are going to go the opposite direction. So yeah, I'm heavy QBTS right now, guys. Let's see if we can get this short in. This is a make or break for me, to be honest with you, because yeah, I do believe that we can get this move down. If we break some of these indecision candles, then I'll have to take a loss on it, unfortunately, and that'll be the end of my trading session. But I just tried my executions, right? And that's exactly what we need to do. So there it is, extremely heavy there on QBTS. Let's see if we can get that move back down. What am I essentially trading off of? My risk profile's in a different dimension right now. It's not correlated to anything to do with kind of just the risk measures and specific support and resistance zones. But yeah, this is my short signal, especially after that breakout. You get a nice inverted hammer with an isolated volume signature. You can see that is the second largest print of the day, and we also have this at highs. So yeah, let's go. Let's see if we can get this start to cook up. This is actually my largest position of this session. So yeah, let's go. Breakdown. Let's get into that volume weighted average price. I'm going to be prepared to see if we can get that move down there, and I'm going to hold on to the majority of my size as I possibly can. Def Nesh, this was not just for you, all right? I got to do it for myself too. I got to be a little selfish on this one there, brother. But I could see that you're short QBTS as well. So yeah, let's go. And a big pop just like that. I don't get it. How come we're not hitting the bid? But here's a nice down slope here, guys. I am heavy on this. Let's go. I need this support level to break, otherwise we will get stopped out. And that would be it for the end of the day for me. I mean, it is 140, so not too much to complain about. I will be watching, keeping an eye out on NVDA for its earnings report. I've took it completely off of my screen, right? I'm not paying attention to what it's doing. Why? Because I don't want to continuously pour salt in my wounds, right? I didn't trade it well today, so I don't want to continuously looking at it and be like and start playing out all these what if history scenarios in my head. That's not the case. We're living in reality right now, and we have to accept the fact that this trade's either going to work or it's not. And with NVDA, it did not work for me today, and I won't complain because I will be back tomorrow, and then tomorrow's going to be a brand new day. And that's the thing thing about trading is that every day is a new incomplete set of data, and you get to base trades off of that one. So no one single day, no one single trade is going to make or break you. Actually, one good trade can actually potentially make you, but a series of really good trades is most definitely going to put you in that realm there.
There we
so
go.
Yeah, that's my game plan. Let's go QBTS. I mean, it is a strong underlying. It was chopping around earlier in the session, but with the market starting to pull back and it being slightly extended or maybe even near-term overbought, maybe we can get that move. I do like this shelf here as well too there, guys. That is a positive signal. I hit J like I was on my other platform here. So this is the level that we need to break. If we sit on the other side of this trend, then I will have to unfortunately get out of this. But you can see we're forming those consistent lower highs with that base right here, that support level. But once it's cracked, I do believe we can start to make that move to that next level. But with the quantum space continuing to climb, IonQ not looking back here, not a good sign here for me. Filling this gap, I think this would be the next level you want to keep an eye out on, is the lower end of this, the lower end or the complete gap fill right here from yesterday's post market. And it looks like it wants to and is slightly attracted to those key levels. So let's see if it comes into play there. I'm going to be patient to wait and see. If we sit on the backside of this trend, I'll have to hop out of this trade, and that will be it for your boy today.
All right, I tried Holo here at 10.25. We got stopped out. I took baby shares because I don't give anything back. This one is kind of breaking down, okay? So it does look like on the 15, if you were to chart this on the 15, shout out to the individual, I forget your name, in the chat that said, Sharif, look at the 15 on Holo. It looks like it might be all over. Shout out to Obi, who's always using the 15 as well. So look, topping tail candle on the 15, up into 11.15. Look at that. So on the 15-minute chart, it moves into 11.15, and now it's got a candle here that's breaching 10, putting a lower high, putting a lower low. Looks like it might be destined for 9, where both the EMA and VWAP, the 10 EMA and VWAP, at least on the 15, are overlapping at that $9 area. So let's keep an eye out on this one. If it holds up there, fantastic. If it doesn't, oh, wow, it would have, no, it's still rejecting 10.30. So 10.30 was a level that we couldn't shake. I got long 10.25 and couldn't shake that seller at 10.30. Just attempted again, another move into 10.30, and it couldn't shake him. So there's somebody here on Holo at 10.30 keeping this bad boy down. So keep your eye on that 10.30 level. See if we can shake that seller there. HYLN is headed up again. It behooves me to take some profits over here because we still have shares on this one. I've layered my orders that seem to be going unprinted into that 165 area. I also worked my way back into EYPT. I've given this to prior bar low, so we'll see if it holds up there. I already got a couple of prints on it. EYPT has been quite respectful of these moving averages, most notably the 10. It did have an outlying period, I want to say at around 12.35, 12.30, where it did breach the 10 and the 20. But all the prints actually ended up closing above that 20 exponential. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that, looking for prints to the high side, now showing me 25s. Where am I waiting here? I'm waiting at 28s on EYPT. So we're going to keep an eye out on that as we wind down the trading day. About 15 minutes left here on the show. So we'll see what we can get here from EYPT. Those are the only two trades I have on right now, HYLN and EYPT, both trading near highs. EYPT has a 744 high, while HYLN back into the high. So here's that $1.64. Now, what kind of size are we seeing? We're seeing bupkis here for a dollar name. And boom, we take out 164. Now, where am I waiting? 165. 66, 67, 68. How could I not have one at 69? That is blasphemous, Joseph. So we're going to throw an order there for 69 on that. So let's see if we can cross 165. So we just printed a new high a day on HYLN. Uh-oh. Holo is changing its tune here, man.
Is it?
Yeah, here it goes again. Holo to the high side right now. And here it comes. So it took out that 1030 seller. Can we take out 1050? So we have kind of, this is an engulfing candle, the one that we're currently on right now. On the 5-minute, it has higher lows and higher highs and lower highs right now relative to the prior candle. The prior candle that closed at 135 is very much a doji candle, which is a candle of indecision. So let's see which way this cookie crumbles right now. I mean, if we head above 10.5 and we start curling, it's essentially a defend of 10, even though we just barely wicked below that level. So HOLO may not be done here, guys. Keep your eye out on HOLO. It could make a move back into 11 bucks, but, you know, I'm just not going to give, I don't want to be involved with it because I don't give too much back. We've done well on it on the day, and I don't want to overstay my welcome. I've done that before with some of these small cap gappers. Sean Hodge. Sorry, Sean. Thank you for... So, Sean, you sent a super chat. I apologize, my friend. I didn't see it. You threw a comment in it, and here it is. What do you think about TEM here for a day trade? Looks like it's trying to form a bottom on the short report, down 17%. Let's have a look at Tempest AI. Here it is. Oh, goodness gracious. Why don't I see the short report on my blotter over here? Let me just have a look. AI slumps. What is this? Tempest AI slumps after Spruce Point says it's short on the company. Okay, so this is what you're talking about. Let's read this super quick and see what the veracity of this report is. Shares of the genetic testing firm Tempest AI slumped 16.5% to 55.19 after Spruce Point says everything good, Ope? That blotter came in on 11 or so, Obe. I'm seeing it from earlier. I'm seeing it from 8:30. So that's 8:30. Yeah, I saw it from 8:30. Pardon me? The chart's fantastic. Yeah, it's funny, Obe. Here's the deal, too. That the headline, let me just make sure I'm right about that headline. No, I'm wrong about that headline. 9:10, Obe. That's when it came in. The headline came in, and then it tanked right at 9:10. Good call. That 9... On my 5, it's showing 9:05, 9:10, something like that. So here, let's read this. It says Spruce Point is short the company, citing issues including aggressive accounting, financial engineering, and earnings quality. Investment management firm says the company has not shown profits or net positive cash flow for 10 years, and founder has a history of leaving public shareholders with losses or lackluster returns. The company adds that the company's revenues as well as deals with AstraZeneca and Pathos AI should be carefully scrutinized. I'm seeing a lot of accusations here with very little substantive information. The company faces up to 50 to 60% potential downside risk, and shares are expected to underperform in both medical diagnostics industry and the broader equity market, according to Spruce Point. Tempest AI is backed by Masayoshi Son's SoftBank, which went public last June at a valuation of $6.6 billion. To let you know, 6 out of 12 analysts, which is it's being followed here by analysts. That's something in and of itself. 6 out of the 12 analysts that are following the stock have it as a buy and or higher, and 6 as a hold with a median price target of 65 bucks. Okay. So that's the information. Now, what's the technical say? Let's go to the daily chart here, Joseph. Let's get a better idea of where we're on the daily. So very, very sideways after we basically going IPO last June. So the low end of the range, for the most part, seems to be about that $35 to $40 area. It's a zigger and zagger. I hate these.
Yeah, see, for me,
it's so hard to read these,
yeah, from but that's the thing, right, Sharif? Like, from a daily standpoint, I see that it's just AC to that. You know what I mean? It's just, I think, adios. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. So what Sean's saying, look, it's for a scalp. This is not a hold. So look, it looks like you've bottomed out, brother. Whether or not you pop back into VWAP, maybe at 56 2/3, you're holding the low here. So 52.94. So say 53. Okay, that's a LOD. You're at 54.20, but you've been at this 54 since 12:20. Dude, we're almost on 2 hours of this level. So unless I see some increasing volume, if you go long here, my stop is at 53 bucks. I risk $1.20 from the current price action. I don't allow this to go against me to 53, and I'm taking profits likely a little bit below VWAP. Whether this or not it makes it back into VWAP, I have no idea. Okay, price action on the day, it's impossible to tell. But my stop, if you're going to go long here, Sean, my stop is at 53 with a profit taker maybe around 56, 55 and a half, something like that. I have a bias here that we don't break VWAP, but that's just me. Joseph.
Yeah, this is popping. The space is really, really strong, guys. It's just continuing to climb. It's not looking back. It's now just absolutely squeezing everybody out, I think, at this point here. So that's a big time liquidity grab on QBTS. And you can see when we head back low, the strength just absolutely steps right back into this. So don't want to hold on to this for much longer, guys, just in case it does want to break through some of these pivot highs, right? Then I don't want to take that big of a loss. So yeah, that's that. What pun? I don't know if I said any specific pun there, Tony, but yeah, there it is on QBTS, not looking too good, super strong underlying, and you can see that the strength in these pullbacks and when we're selling isn't relatively there compared to the beautiful strength here that we're seeing to the top side. So let's just monitor the tape so you get that flush to the downside. I do believe that this was stopping volume, and maybe that was just a liquidity grab, but let's continue to monitor. Let's focus on what the tape is telling us right now, and if we can get another flush to the downside, then maybe we can take that additional leg lower, but you can see on the ask boom, it just steps right back and bids it right back up. So there you go. Really, really strong underlying asset. I think looking at the tape is a key thing to obviously, and a skill that takes a long time to really hone in. Obviously, I'm working on it. There's only one dynamic that I specifically look at it, and that's just the flushes of the bid and the ask on either side, and that's going to help me to determine if there's relative strength or not. But our GTI is starting to pull back a good indecision print right there at the highs. That's a positive sign for me. But IonQ is just really strong there today, guys, and it doesn't look like it wants to sell as aggressively as some of these other names. So there it is. That is IonQ still holding up around these highs and running right into, okay, so I mentioned this not too long ago, running right into this 47.50 level here and then getting somewhat of a pullback. So yeah, be patient and see if this strength is going to be displayed. You see the stair step up in volume as we continue to appreciate in price, and then our pullback volume is just essentially not even there really. So yeah, tough.
Hold on, don't go to my screen. What do you call Jensen again?
The chosen one, the king of kings.
I love how you call him that.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the screen.
Hit the screen.
Assassino. Oh, he's getting crowned there. Chapter 1 in the lives. Look at him taking it out of the oven like it's a damn cake.
Yeah, he took it out the oven.
He's unbelievable. China versus America. Get him, Donald. Shout out to Ramin for dropping this, man. It's getting the like. So that's the new short there, whether it's on. Oh, MBS. Come on, MBS, man. Give him a better present than that, man. He's giving you a GB200 there.
5 billion miss.
5 billion.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
I like this. I wanna actually listen to the video itself. But shout out to CUDA. CUDA is their software system, keeping everybody.
It's second to none. I heard it's the best.
It's ridiculous.
Of all best.
Yeah, people are talking really well about
all
that.
best. So go check out. That might be the hottest YouTube short there is right now.
Well, let's not get carried away. There's the VWAP video that we need to let everybody know about.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, kings get dethroned, right? You know what I mean? So that's what happens.
Bang! I like that. Okay, Joe, I see you, sir.
Exactly, and there's nothing more entertaining than watching a king get dethroned. So
what a guy,
there it is,
bro.
right there, Jensen himself.
All right, man, we're doing it live on HYLN, guys. We took out the high of the day. I got printed at 67s. That is the high of the day. We're back into 65s, though. I've layered my orders all the way up to 69, so let's see how this one ends up doing. It's a good look right now for HYLN. Up now 44.33% on the day. We've been involved in this one almost since the start of the show, 11:10 a.m., and now we're still holding on to some. So sometimes it takes that long to develop, guys. Every trade's a little bit different. It looks like I did get stopped out there, sadly, of EYPT. So we're 0 for 2 on this piece of crap. And, you know, I thought that it would be a lot better because of its closeness to my home country there. But, it was not to be. So we'll take an L there on EYPT. That's all right. We'll do a little bit better. Holo is, it's not for me at the moment. But Joby certainly is. And this is one trade we had success on. Alas, I should not have been taking it out there because right when I took it out, it started moving to the high side, and here we are. We're at the high of the day right now at Joby, on Joby, 895 HOD. Sorry, we're showing 94, so we're 1 penny off the high. It's up 30%. Keep your eye on this one. It keeps on giving right now, so that's what we're going to keep our eye on there. So I think I was forced out a little bit early here on my friend EYPT, so I'm getting right back into that like a psycho. What are you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm about to cut this QBTS trade. I mean, look at this consolidation. I knew that I was in trouble when it didn't want to break this support level, and then now we're sitting on the backside of this trend here, guys. So this signal not coming into play. I was looking for a move back towards these, but it's just saying, nah, we're too strong. We're going to start our own buy program here after this lengthy consolidation phase. And I mean, the longer the consolidation, usually the larger the move as well, too, guys, right? So there it is. QBTS in the whole quantum space. IonQ is just like, yeah, see you later to everything else in the market. I don't care what the Nasdaq is doing. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm running my own train, and I'm going on my own path here. So there it is. IonQ, extremely strong. QBTS continuing to climb. Let's see if these highs hold. But yeah, it's not looking too good there for me. But there's only a couple minutes left. We'll hold on to this for as long as we can. If it cracks that high, then we most definitely have to get out of this trade, guys. There's no questioning that. So it is what it is. Sometimes things don't work, and sometimes they do. And when they work out, you look like a genius. And when they don't, you're like everybody's scratching your head and kind of questioning the methodology. But it doesn't matter, right? So you just got to go by your own system and see what's going on with that. Bitcoin starting to slowly recover, and I honestly haven't even looked at NVDA since I stopped trading it earlier. So we'll take a look at what it's up to right now to see if it's continuing to grind higher. Right? Is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Is it ever? No way. Look at this, guys. We drew this out. Yeah, we drew this out here. See, that's exactly why I didn't want to look at it. Again, bottom wicked right there. And then, sure enough, it just takes the leg higher into the levels that we want. All right, I'm out of QBTS. That's it. Took the L on it there, guys. So, yeah, really good look on NVDA as it continued to grind. Bottom wicked me. Let's pull it up here to see what we got going on. Just wasn't your boy's day. It is what it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna feel any type of way. So yeah, there it is. Bottom wicked me. This was my out. This was the final out before it just takes that additional leg higher. And I mentioned that I've already taken enough stabs at it that I can't continue to just kind of beat a dead horse. But it did eventually start working. I was that bottom tick there, Jag. And then sure enough, we get that monster move to the top side. So yeah, that would have been a really, really nice trade. But unfortunately, we didn't get to participate in that. There you go. QBTS starting to blow through some of those signals. That's where you get out when you're supposed to, and now cracking that high day. Really nice short signal right there. It's saying, see you later. We're going to continue to climb with the overall space. So there you go. NVDA, QBTS working out really well. Well, QBTS not working out for me at all, going the opposite, but then my longs working out for me on NVDL, and we just didn't get to take advantage of that. Otherwise, we would have been slowly piecing it out through here. So yeah, it is what it is there, Sharif. We took a loss on the day, and yeah, so we'll just document it, wait for tomorrow to come in and just reassess the whole situation, because it's a whole new one, right? We can't, we don't want to dwell on tomorrow, or I guess be talking tomorrow. We don't want to dwell on yesterday, right? We want to be forward looking and continue to just slowly improve. So yeah, there it is. QBTS now putting in an additional signal. That's what it was, just a liquidity grab, I feel like. And then now inverted shooting star doji, whatever you like to call it, at the highs. Still hasn't cracked it there, putting that signal in, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came back and cracked through some of these support levels. Let's take a look at IBIT as well, too. We were trading this. We took the long at the breakout of this resistance zone. We take some out there at the volume weighted average price, look for that add, but then it stops us out, break even, and then we get that move back higher. So there we go. Yeah, day trader cut. Yeah, exactly. For what, right? Tomorrow I'll be back doing this a long time. Don't want to get too emotional or get too attached to these positions. You take the losses, you come back the next day, and you try to hit harder. But yeah, beautiful stuff there on NVDA.
Well said, Joseph. All right, we got into HYLN and to the high of the day again. So there's a double top now at 167 on HYLN. Let's see how this one ends up doing. I'm still holding shares here, so I'm trying to decide. The 2 minutes left on the show. Do I cancel the position, or do I flatten out the position, get out of there, or what the situation is? Because it's a double top at the level, but we're also still above the 10 exponential on the 5. So it's not like exactly like we've broken trend here. So decisions to be made. EYPT going against me again. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. I went negative on this one, eh? Yeah, not that bad, though. It's still manageable. Yeah, I just didn't read this one right. Even when I did well on this one initially, like I took out too much too quickly. Yeah, I didn't have a read on EYPT today. This one did bamboozle me, so take a bit of an L there on EYPT. I'm going to flatten out my position here on what's it called, HYLN, because we've got 1 minute left on the show. I wanted to mention quickly here that Holo is doing, it's kind of bamboozling right now. I haven't gotten into it, but the current candle has a higher low. Most of the candles that are after the high of the day candle. So the high of the day candle was 125. That was $11.15. All the candles subsequent to that have been lower highs and lower lows, except this candle that just showed up. A candle of indecision. It's got a higher low and a higher high. That's the good news. The bad news, is it can't shake that 50 seller. There's been a seller at $10.50 on Holo since we lost that level. I want to say it around maybe 135. And here we are again. We're putting another candle with a higher low. So the previous candle low, the one that closed at 155, has a low of 10.09. This current candle, the 2 o'clock candle, now we're overtime, has a low of 10.24. Where's Sean at? Oh, that's right. Are you starting on your own? Okay. Let us know if we should throw or what's the situation. Anyway, so HOLO, it's the current candle right now on the 5 has a higher low, but it's having trouble selling above 10.5 or printing anything above 10.5. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now on HOLO. This could be really interesting here. If we get above that 10.5, it's got a higher low, higher high situation. This could be one of those ones that defends 10 and then curls, takes out that 11, 11.15. The first thing I would be looking for, though, is that 10.5 seller, short seller, profit taker, whatever the hell they are, to get moved out of the way. Because I was watching when we got to 10.5 last time, there wasn't even that much size posted there. So certainly an iceberg order. Let's see what this one does. I'm going to be monitoring this one. I'm at the green screen. We're over time right now, but we'll hold on for a little bit longer over here. We can throw, eh? You good to go?
Yeah,
sure?
Obi can
All right, brother.
Ramble on.
All right, so we're going to throw to Obi. Sean will be joining him in a hot minute. It's basically, he's just on another segment doing the collaborations, as we say around here. So we're, Sean, doing big things. There it is. Holo took out 10.5. Here we go. So let's watch this now, Joseph. Sorry, Ob. Let's just watch this for a second. Can we now start making new higher? We're going long. Let's go. We're long. Let's see what we get over here. We're going to take some prints out at the top over here. Let's see. Is this going to halt or what? What the hell's going on over here? Boom. We'll take out some more prints there. What do we got on? What do we got on over here? Ob? All right, we got 70s on. Let's see if it zigs and zags. Anything below 50, I'm Gonzino. So let's go ahead and drop that right there, and then we'll go 1030 for that amount of shares. So let's see what we get here. HOLO took out the seller, but I'm not going to hold this one against me for too long. Looking for a hold of that $0.50. If that $0.50 held or was a tough level to shake, so maybe, just maybe, it gives us prints to the high side. Let's set up something over here so we have some prints to the high side in case this one does spike up. All right, so Sean is back. So keep your eye on Holo, guys. It took out that seller, but now it's got a seller at the 2/3 of a dollar. Let's see if this one can zoom up, or are the shorts now in control? So we've got 70s on, basically break even at the moment. Let's see if this one starts curling back up. This one should be a really interesting trade into the afternoon. Here we go, 70s. Can we get a bit more of a squeeze? 75s. We're still at seller at 74. Nope. So there's aggressive selling into the 3/4 of a dollar. And now someone's setting up at 65s. Look at that. Someone just posted a big size there at 65. Can we shake them? About 400 lots. We can't shake that seller. So that is going to be a bit of a roadblock. Yeah, shake and bake, baby.
Shake and bake.
I'm giving this super tight size, super tight risk there. So we'll give back a little bit on that one, but it's all good. We'll keep an eye out on HOLO. It's losing that $0.50. So this one looks like it is going to be a false breakout for now. Look for the lower high, though. So look for that print below that 10.09. That is the prior bar low. It looks like it's zigging and zagging with a dollar. Maybe we didn't give it enough room. Either way, we got to go.
Yeah,
the Katina man is back.
Man. I've been documenting that 4 minutes, OT.
All right, guys. All right, we are 4 minutes overtime. The Katina man is back at the desk. OB's in. I'll see everybody quick as you like on the green screen.
Stay golden.
Hey.
Yo, 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 what's happening,
boy.
everybody?
Oh, boy.
How was your lunch? I'll tell you something that's happening right now.
We go from one Twitter space to another over here, you know what I'm saying?
You've been a busy
It's been a fun day.
busy person.